And welcome to Deventer here in Holland for day one of this semi-final of the World Individual Ice Speedway Championship. 16 riders in this two-day event who've all qualified from the two quarterfinals in Gothenburg and Berlin. The top 8 scorers from this weekend go through to this year's World Final. The USSR, always such a dominant force in this spectacular sport, they've got the lion's share of the representation here today with 6 riders on parade. There are 5 from Sweden, and the lineup is then completed with lone representatives from Austria, Finland, West Germany, Czechoslovakia and Holland. But before today's action gets underway, let's first of all assess the form of 2 of today's top contenders. Here they are in action from last year's World Championship. Firstly, Sergei Kazakov from Russia.
So look at the 4 lineup. In red, John Fredriksson from Sweden. In blue, from the Soviet Union, in gate 2, Sergei Kazakov from the Soviet Union. Gate 3, Erik Stenlund from Sweden. And on the outside from Germany is Max Niedermayer. So can Stenlund continue the fine form that he's shown already in this semi-final in Frankfurt? Or can Sergei Kazakov come back and put the first defeat on the Swedish star? Well, it's Kazakov to the first bend first. Stenlund in second place. Kazakov just from Stenlund. Now then, let's see if Stenlund can gain any points from the back. Other than his first heat when he came on the first bend from behind, he hasn't had to overtake anybody. Kazakov in front. Sergei Kazakov, a double world champion in ice speedway, but now around the outside of him, Stenlund's not far away. Now can Erik Stenlund do it on this lap? He's trying to go around the outside of Kazakov. Kazakov knows he's there. There's not a lot between them. Kazakov is on the outside, now Stenlund on the outside, Stenlund says, get out the way, risky, and through he goes. Stenlund through, Kazakov in second place, and a long, long way back in third place is John Fredriksson, but the battle really is, oh, through again comes Kazakov, he's through to first place, Stenlund's down, but Kazakov's down, Stenlund's down, my word, what a bang up there on the third and fourth bend of the final lap, and is that going to be the end of Kazakov or Stenlund? Luckily Stenlund is on his feet. Yes, we can just see him getting up from the bales of straw. He seems to be just getting up now, but Kazakov is at the moment still on the ground. But Stenlund is up, looking as though he's okay. We're just trying to filter a view through the various track staff going across to them. Yes, Stenlund is on his feet. We can see his white helmet colour. That's Erik Stenlund. Kazakov at the moment there in blue is sat back on his machine, but surely, as the light shows, he's been excluded from that run now. Has that affected the concentration of Erik Stenlund? Heat number 29. And away they go, and already it's Heversoy who hits the first bend first from Kazakov in second place, and Kazakov nearly comes to grief. Now then, what's Kazakov going to do this time? Is he going to go underneath of Heversoy? He does indeed, and has he got through? Yes, Kazakov is through. Heversoy is in second place. One had the feeling you could see that going to happen because much of Heversoy's movements are around the outside of the track. It's Kazakov in front, Heversoy second, Lalimar third, Yakolev back in fourth place at the moment. And Heversoy really was psyched out of that one. His one line at the moment seems to be around the outside. He probably will prove me wrong throughout the course of this semi-final, but at the moment he is losing ground rapidly on Sergei Kazakov from the Soviet Union. And Lalimar still back in third place, but with just one more bend to manoeuvre, Kazakov looks set to return to winning ways with 3 more points. He comes out and he takes a checkered flag. A win for Sergei Kazakov from the Soviet Union. In second place from Finland is Jarmo Heversoy. In third place, also from Finland, is Hanna Lalimar. Heat number 40, the last race of this semi-final, and for 2 riders, Hasse Johansson in blue from Sweden and Sergei Kazakov from the Soviet Union in gate 4. They need the points. Helmut Weber in white from Germany in gate 3, and Viktor Babanin from the Soviet Union on the inside. Let's see who it is who gets there first, and swooping around the outside is Kazakov already. Babanin in second place, Hasse Johansson in third, and Weber sadly tailed off, much to the disappointment of the German crowd. But Kazakov showing the sort of form that we expect from this double world champion. Sadly out of things in 1987, but back with a bang here in Frankfurt in 1988. And he's through now surely to that world final in Eindhoven. He's looking set for 3 points here, which would give him 23. 2 more laps to go, or 1.5 to be precise. Kazakov in front. Hasse Johansson now come through to second place, overtaking Babarnin from the Soviet Union. But can Hasse do anything against Kazakov? 1 lap to go. Kazakov, Johansson, Babarnin and Weber looking at a sad figure at the back at the moment. So coming around the final bend here of day 2 of this world semi-final, it's a win for Sergei Kazakov. In second place, Hasse Johansson, and in third place, Viktor Babarnin. So Kazakov there finishing with a win. That puts him on 23 points. The same amount as Hasse Johansson, who finishes second on 23. So it looks like a runoff for third place here in this semi-final. But there's no doubt about the man who's won. That's Sergei Kazakov, the former world champion, and he's through. The full lineup: Jonathan Cornwell from Canada, gate 1 in red. Helmut Weber, Germany, blue, gate 2. In white is Stanislav Dyk, Czechoslovakia, gate 3. And on the outside, the man currently in second place, Jarmo Hevosoja, in yellow from Finland. Heat 26. And away they go from the tapes, and Weber is left completely to the hush of this German crowd, and it's Jonathan Cornwell from Canada who's through. Cornwell in first place from Hevosoja on the outside wall. This would be certainly a shock if Jonathan can hold on to this. 3 points in Heat 26. Hevosoja on the outside, Stanislav Dyk on the inside in third place, and Weber back in fourth. My word, this is a shock. Jonathan Cornwell from Canada, a historic moment for him, but alongside him comes Jarmo Hevosoja. Hevosoja in front now, Cornwell second place, Stanislav Dyk nearly comes to grief, and Weber is through for third place. But Cornwell now going to have a go at Hevosoja again. Hevosoja is in front with 1 more lap to go. Jonathan Cornwell from Canada comes up on the inside of Hevosoja. Hevosoja desperately close to the bales of straw, but he manages to hold on. He's on the outside around the final 2 bends. Now can Jonathan Cornwell do anything on the run-in to the line? It's going to be desperately close, but it's just Hevosoja. Second place Cornwell, and Helmut Weber back in third. Well, my word, a great ride there from Jonathan Cornwell, and he's playing to the gallery. A wheelie down the back straight, but the win was all about Jarmo Hevosoja from Finland. And the second man was Jonathan Cornwell. Well, he sadly had a contention, but he's going to keep the old Canadian flag flying here in Frankfurt. Well, here we go then for Heat 36, and rider in blue, Jarmo Hevosoja, currently on 20 points and looking set for a world final appearance after finishing second 1 year, and no doubt he would love to get there again and do exactly the same. He's in blue in gate number 2, but 2 wiry old Swedes with him in gates 3 and 4. That's Eskil Jönsson in white and Hasse Johansson there on 18 and 19 respectively. And the other rider in red is Max Niedermayer, sadly out of contention in this semi-final in Frankfurt. So it's Max Niedermayer red, Hevosoja blue, Jönsson white, Johansson yellow and black, heat number 36. Surprise, surprise, it's Niedermayer that's made it. Hevosoja comes around the outside of Niedermayer. Now can the 2 Swedes get past Niedermayer? Johansson taking the outside line. Is he through? And Jönsson on the inside, they're both through. Jönsson has come from 4th to 2nd. Jönsson is through. Is he going to take Hevosoja as well? It's getting desperately close out there. Hevosoja on his favourite outside line. Jönsson in second place, Johansson third. Well, we wonder. Oh no, Johansson has come through to second place. Johansson now going to have a go at Hevosoja. Hevosoja sweeping round those bends. It's picturesque, but we do have to ask ourselves, is he any good on the inside? He's the one-line rider to me at the moment, but he's getting the results, that's the main thing. Now, Hasse Johansson, he's going to make him work for this win. Johansson is going to have a go. He hits the bump there, nearly comes down, loses a lot of ground. Eskil Jönsson is back in third place. Now it's a question of who beats who. Is Hevosoja wins heat number 36. From in second place, Hasse Johansson, and Eskil Jönsson are back in third place, so the Scandinavians really dominating that race. Hevosoja wins, and those 3 points puts him on 23, and Hevosoja also now through to that world final in Eindhoven to join Stenlund. And for the other 2, Jönsson and Johansson, they have got to wait desperately to see what happens in the final 4 races here at Frankfurt to see if they can book their ticket to Eindhoven on March the 12th and 13th. Heat 39 in red is Harold Baumann from Germany, gate 1. Gate 2, Vasily Afanashev on 14 points from the Soviet Union. He's in blue. In white is John Fredriksson from Sweden. He's on 12 points. And Jarmo Hivasoja from Finland on the outside, already there on 23, but looking for a win to finish this semi-final in Frankfurt. But at the moment he's in third place. It's Afanashev who's in front. Fredriksson second, but now Jarmo Hivasoja coming on the inside. Well, that's an unusual movement for Hivasoja. He's basically around the Lord's Merchant, but he's going to have to do something with Afanashev in front. Hivasoja second, Fredriksson third, and Baumann at the back. Still Afanashev in front. And really the only Russian other than Kazakov to really impress. Bill Barnon has been a little bit of a thrill merchant, but of a different sort. It's Afanashev in front. Hivasoja second. Fredriksson third. Now is Hivasoja going to do something on the last lap? He is safely there already, but no doubt he would like to finish the semi-final with a win. Afanashev in front. Now Hivasoja. Now is he going to try something on the very, very last lap? Ben Rotherham coming on the inside of Afanashev. Hivasoja's sure it's going to be a race to the line. Who's going to get there? Hivasoja wins. Oh my word. Jarmo Hivasoja certainly playing to the gallery in heat number 39 there. He left it right to the final bend. He looks across to Afanashev and they both wave to each other. But Jarmo Hivasoja is the winner as he salutes the crowd and the applause on the third and fourth bend. So Jarmo Hivasoja finishes in second place on 26 points and he's through to Eindhoven. And Afanashev finishes on 16. But Jarmo Hivasoja finishes with a good win in heat number 39.
So a sample there of last year's action from Frankfurt. Well, here we are back again at Deventer in Holland for day one of this semi-final of the World Individual Speedway Championship on ice for 1989. Here we go with race number 2. Per-Olof Serenius in red. In blue it's Sven-Erik Bjorklund. Franz Schiefer's in white, and it's Eddie Normark starting off the outside gate number 4. Red on the inside, yellow-black on the outside. That will be the format throughout, and here we go with race number 2. And the first one to show is the rider in white. It's Franz Schiefer, quickly headed though by Serenius as they come out of the turn. The rider in red, Per-Olof Serenius from Sweden, out in front. Second place for Schiefer, but watch out for the rider in blue. Bjorklund makes his bid and comes through to take second. So it's the two Swedes who lead race 2 of day 1 of this semi-final. Serenius leading out front. Bjorklund now up in second place. Schiefer really over low around the turn, back in third position. And it's Eddie Normark of Sweden in yellow-black at the rear. Serenius in the red leading, runner-up in the Gothenburg quarter-final this year with 27 points. And looking to be off to a winning start here in this Dutch semi-final. Serenius in first place, getting up close behind Bjorklund in second spot. But that's the conclusion of heat number 2, and a win there for the rider in red, Per-Olof Serenius. Second place, Sven-Erik Bjorklund, and finishing in third place, the lone Austrian in today's field, Franz Schiefer. On to race number 3, and a race here featuring Mikhail Dublev. He's the rider on the inside gate 1. Jarmo Hivasoja, watch out for him. He starts off gate 2. Olav Westland is off position 3. And off gate 4 on the grid, it's Max Niedermeyer from Germany. Dublev of the Soviet Union in red. And he is away well. Dublev it is who leads in second spot. The rider in blue, Hivasoja. And Hivasoja looking for the inside run and gets it. The rider in blue through to first place. And Dublev now in danger of dropping back to third. Indeed he has done, as the rider in white, Westland, slips through, but Westland getting in all sorts of trouble on that turn, and he takes out Dublev as well. There goes the Russian on the ice, and this is how it happened. Westland getting in all sorts of trouble, just about manages to hold on. The rider in yellow-black, Niedermeyer, slips through on the inside, but on the outside, Mikhail Dublev of the Soviet Union really left with nowhere at all to go. So the Russian on his feet. And having assessed the damage, he's back in contention here for the restaging of race 3. It's the rider in yellow-black, the lone German in this afternoon's semi-final, Max Niedermayer. No rider in white, Westland excluded as being the cause of that crash. And away we go again with Duplev again off to a good start from the inside. Hivasoya, as before, has gated in second place. But watch for the Finn to drive up on the inside. There he goes through. Hivasoya hits the front. Second place now, it's Duplev. And back in third, the German Niedermayer. Hivasoya of Finland out in front, hotly pursued by Duplev, the early pace setter in this, the third race. But Hivasoya, certainly one of this weekend's favourites. The winner, in fact, of the Berlin quarter-final with 27 points. And a nice speedway racer, certainly with a lot of experience. Hivasoya holding a smooth line around the turn. 1 lap remaining of this ice circuit here in Deventer in Holland. Hivasoya stretching out a handsome lead for himself now over the Russian. Duplev back in second place. And as they take the checkered flag, it's the victory there for the rider from Finland. Hivasoya the winner, second Duplev, and back in third, the German Niedermayer. Well, the riders coming up to the tapes here for race number 4. On the inside in red, there he is, Tony Klitovsky from Czechoslovakia. Oleg Kromic in blue, Johan Lust of the Netherlands in white, and off the outside, Reis Mustafin of the Soviet Union. Well, Mustafin fails to get away. The red lights come on, an unsatisfactory start, says the referee, Mr. Jensen of Denmark. And last, with a little bit of spectacular action along the back straight, just to please the Dutch followers. Johan Last in white, representing the host nation, seeded through, in fact, to this stage. Here we go again with the restaging then of race 4. Klitovsky, Kromic, Lust and Mustafin. And that's the sort of start they make. A good break by the rider in blue. Kromic it is who leads. Last up there in second place, looking good for Holland. But watch out for Klitovsky, sliding through on the inside. It's the Czechoslovakian in the red helmet colour, looking for a way through, and he's found it. Kromic leads up front. Klitovsky now through to second place, but Mustafin now putting in a bid. He's the rider in yellow-black. This is where the race is for second place, because Kromic has now gone clear. Klitovsky holding on to second. Mustafin looking for the inside line. Whoops, almost a clash between the pair of them there. And Mustafin losing a little bit of ground. Meanwhile, up front, Kromic goes marching on. And Mustafin so close to finding a way through. He's been pushing on that inside line all the way through this race. Well, he's running out of time and space, but he just nudges through at the crucial time. Mustafin just gets through to snatch second place at the expense of Klitovsky, who's pegged back into third position, but the winner of the fourth race, Oleg Kromic from the Soviet Union. So indeed a fine piece of riding there from Mustafin from Russia to get up right at the last and snatch second position. He's out again here in race number 5. There he is at the tapes in the red helmet colour. The rest of the lineup, starting in blue, off gate 2 is Nikolai Nischenko, one of today's hot favourites. Per-Olof Serenius of Sweden rides in white, gate 3. And off the outside is Ola Westland of Sweden in yellow-black. That's Serenius, got off to a winning start here tonight. And that's Mustafin, who rode so well in heat number 4. But watch out for this fella as well, Nischenko, qualified for, or rather from the Gothenburg quarter-final with a 30-point maximum. Mustafin, Nischenko, Serenius and Westland, the lineup then for heat number 5, and away they go, and what a start from Nischenko. The Russian really away in remarkable style, left them all standing. Nischenko leads it, Serenius back in second place, Mustafin third. Serenius already starting to close the gap, and Nischenko has to keep moving. Into the turns, very smooth, good line around those bends. From Nischenko. Won his first race here tonight, and won his quarter-final in tremendous style, unbeaten in the 2 days. Nischenko in the blue, and in white, that's the gap between them, Serenius. So it's Russia leading from Sweden, and another Russian back in third, that's Mustafin. Really have been dominant in ice speedway for so many years, the Russians. Into the final lap. And a victory there for Nischenko over Serenius, who finished in second, Mustafin third. So on we go to heat number 6, with Kromic off the inside gate number 1, Duplev from trap 2, even off gate 3, and off the outside, Schiefer of Austria. Kromic the only one of this quartet with a win, but he's rather left at the start. It's the other 3 who get away well, particularly the rider in blue, that's Duplev. Duplev of the Soviet Union leading from Ivanov, who's back in second place. Bit of argy-bargy going on for third spot. No change in the front too, but it's getting tight. Still the blue helmet colour of Duplev showing out in front. He came second in his first ride, but he's hotly pursued here by the other 2 riders, and Kromic now starting to show. He's worked his way through to second. So it's the Soviet Union in first and second places. Duplev leading, Kromic getting up there close behind him in second place. And back in third, the other Russian, that's Ivanov. Here's the front 2 with only a whisker between them. Duplev from Kromic. And just for good measure, the third Russian in heat 6. Up there in third position. So they take the checkered flag. A win there for Duplev, second Kromic, and third Sergei Ivanov. So on we go to heat number 7. Second outings coming up for these 4 riders. Ivasoya in red, Vitovsky in blue, Bjorklund white, Svensson in yellow-black. And away they go. The referee flicks the switch. And a good start from Ivasoya off gate 1. Pressed hard here by Svensson in yellow-black, who's up there in second place, Bjorklund in third. Ivasoya from Finland, just with the advantage. Mid-circuit around the turns. Coming up fast on the inside, though, is Bjorklund. Good race between these 2. Finland from Sweden. With the Swede looking for the inside line. Ivasoya happy to stay on the outside. Ivasoya in red, and in white, giving chase, Bjorklund. Ivasoya still holding the advantage, but only just. It's tight up there for first place. Ivasoya, with plenty of experience, the runner-up, in fact, in the 1985 World Final, staged here in the Netherlands. Heat number 7, Ivasoya holding on for a win. Second place, Bjorklund, but a good race between the pair of them. And finishing back in third from Sweden, Stefan Svensson. Now here in heat number 8, we've got riders representing 4 countries: Kazakov, Normark, Niedermeyer and Lust. And a good, quick, smooth start from Kazakov from the Soviet Union. He's out in front from the West German, Niedermeyer there in the white helmet colour. And back in third place, Johan Last from Holland. Kazakov leads. 3-4 lengths the gap between first and second. Normark it is, who's back in last place. The Dutchman at the moment in the 1-point third place position. But here is the race for third, and going through, driving through on the inside, Eddie Normark of Sweden, relegating the Netherlands representative to the rear. Meanwhile, up front, Kazakov, it seems, with no problems at all. Just look at that lead that he's established. Kazakov didn't get anything from his first outing, looking for 3 points here. And Kazakov, as he takes the checkered flag, picks up a vital win in his second outing. Kazakov, indeed, a former double world champion, won the title back in '82 and again the following season. So after each of the riders here on parade this afternoon have had a couple of starts apiece, it's Nikolai Nischenko who has emerged as one of the joint leaders with 6 points. And here is Nischenko out for heat number 9, starting off gate 3. The opposition, Schiefer, Last and Hiversoya. But away goes the rider in white around the outside in some style. Nischenko leading from the rider in yellow and black, Hiversoya in second. Rather expected this would be a battle between these two. Big names in the world of ice speedway. And both having picked up 6 points from their first 2 rides. So it's Russia versus Finland in the shape of this pairing out front. Nischenko in the white, driving hard around the turns. The spikes really getting tremendous grip in the ice. But Hiversoya now making a bid on the inside. Hiversoya of Finland on the inside, Nischenko on the outside, and really tight between the pair of them. Hiversoya makes a mistake, goes out wide. Nischenko drives through, and it's neck and neck pretty well as they go into the final turns. Hiversoya again makes a bid right at the end of that race, but I rather think Nischenko just held on for the win. So an exciting race there in heat number 9, a win for Nischenko from Hiversoya. We move on now to heat 10. Third ride's coming up for Niedermeyer in red, Serenius in blue, Klitovsky in white, and Ivanov yellow-black. And the top scorer of this quartet, Serenius, with 5. He's in blue, and he gets away well, but so too does the rider from the outside. Serenius in first place, Niedermeyer second. Serenius holding the inside. And Ivanov of the Soviet Union now up into second position minus helmet colour. It's the gap between them, 4-5 lengths. And Serenius from Sweden, third in the world final 7 years ago, and actually bidding today for his 12th world final appearance if he gets through. Klitovsky in white, back in third position, the lone Czech in this afternoon's field. Serenius really has opened up a big gap. Has the circuit to himself, chooses his line. And a fine study there of poise and balance as he comes off the turn, straightens up the machine, and claims a good win there in heat number 10. Puts him on a tally of 8 points. Serenius wins it, second Ivanov, third Klitovsky. So the chase for qualifying points continues here in this semi-final. Heat number 11 coming into view. Kromich, this is, in yellow-black from the Soviet Union, has 5 points so far. This is the rider in white, Svensson. And working to the inside of the starting gate is Westland of Sweden in blue. Eddie Normark starts off the inside. He is in red. Away they go, and we look really for the rider in white. He's away well. Svensson has 3 points so far. Svensson leads it. Back in second place, it's Kromich. Svensson of Sweden leading from Kromich then, and in third place, Eddie Normark. Svensson in white with 3 points, looking to double his tally if he holds on for a win here. He's coming under a fair bit of pressure from Kromich on the inside. It's getting tight up front. Into the turn, Kromich on the inside. Svensson has the outside line, and the Russian goes through. And he just clips Svensson on the way. Kromich now out in front. Svensson back in second position. Two actually just touched as Kromich went through. And back in third place, it's Westland. So Kromich through, but he clipped Svensson on the way to that win. So here we are with heat number 12. Mustafa off the inside position 1 from Russia, Kazakov from the Soviet Union gate 2, Dublev from 3, and Bjorklund off gate 4. Dublev it is, the first to show. Hotly pursued by Bjorklund. 3 Russians and 1 Swede in contention here. And it's the Soviet Union out in front with Dublev. But Bjorklund looking good enough to make a race of it. The Russian on the inside, and the Swede tries the outside lunge, cuts back now on the inside. Looking for a way through all the time, but so far the Russian keeping the door firmly closed. And if anything now starting to stretch out his lead. Dublev coming off the turn. Bjorklund in second, himself now coming under a bit of pressure from Mustafa. The riders on the final turn, straightening up the machines, and a win for the rider in white, Mikhail Dublev. Takes his total to 8 points from 3 starts. So there we have the situation, with the riders having completed 3 starts apiece. Nischenko, the clear leader, on 9. And then 3 riders on 8 points apiece, Hiversoya, Serenius and Dublev. So on we go with heat number 13, 4th rides here for Bjorklund, Niedermeyer, Kromich and Nischenko. Nischenko, the clear leader, remember, with 9 points at this stage. His nearest challenger in this particular quartet, Bjorklund, who has 6. Watch for the rider on the outside. Jet propelled start again from Nischenko. And Bjorklund it is, who looks to be the rider to put in the early challenge. Nischenko from Bjorklund of Sweden. And back in third place, Kromich of the Soviet Union. So it's Russia first and third. The rider from Sweden, Bjorklund, sandwiched between the pair of them. Nischenko was absolutely outstanding in his quarter-final. And he really has been pretty well in a class of his own in this semi-final here in Holland. So far, this is his 4th outing, looking for his 4th straight win. Nischenko absolutely tearing around the turns here. Upright style along the straight, but look how low he gets on the turn. Almost horizontal, straightens up the bike again to take another good win in heat number 13. Takes his tally to 12, still unbeaten. Second place Bjorklund, and in third Kromich. So on to the 14th race, 2 riders from Sweden, 1 from the Soviet Union, and Hiversoya of Finland. Away they go, and a good start from the lone Finn in yellow-black, but he's headed by Ivanov, but the Finn comes back on the outside line. Fighting as always, Hiversoya with a lot of experience and a great campaigner on the ice for several years. Hiversoya from Ivanov. And back in third place, Eddie Normark. Hiversoya with 8 points at this stage of the proceedings. Just 1 point away from Nischenko, his great rival over the years. That's the battle for second place between Evenoff and Normark. So there is Hiversoya with number 11 on his back, the clear leader. Back in second place now is Mustafin, with Eddie Normark back in third position. To the end there of the 14th race as the checkered flag is raised, and it's raised for the Finn, Hiversoya. So the riders here coming up to the tapes for heat number 15. Johan Last of the Netherlands starts off gate 1, hasn't scored so far before his home crowd. Svensson gate 2, Duplev in 3, and Serenius off gate 4. And it's the riders off gate 3 and 4 that we watch for, Duplev and Serenius. They're on 8 points apiece. Serenius starts well. Svensson's up there. And Duplev is back in third. Serenius in the yellow leading. Svensson back in second position. And Duplev in the blue back in third place. Per Olof Serenius of Sweden out in front. Duplev having a bit of a bumpy ride around that turn. He's back in third place. It's Svensson who is just ahead of him. So it's Serenius, Svensson and Duplev. That's the front three. And the Dutchman a long way back. He's got 8 points so far, Serenius. This will take his tally to 11 as he holds on for a very good win. Serenius first, second Svensson, third Duplev. This is heat number 16 coming into view. And the lineup here is Westland, Schiefer, Kazakov and Klitovsky. Three of these riders have 2 points apiece. Kazakov has 3. He's in white, he starts well. Kazakov it is, the early leader. But holding on to the inside line very well is Schiefer. Looked as if he could have been nudged out, but he held his line well. But Kazakov it is, still with the advantage. The Russian out front, Austria in second place in the shape of Schiefer, who really is having a good outing here. It's his best ride so far. Kazakov still just with the advantage. The rider who finished 6th in Berlin in the quarterfinal with 17 points. Kazakov leads, Schiefer second. And back in third place from Czechoslovakia, it's Klitovsky. In yellow-black, there he is, just coming into the picture. This is Kazakov leading out front. Certainly a good battle between Kazakov and Schiefer in the early stages of this race. But Kazakov now a commanding figure out front in the closing stages. Lifts the front wheel to celebrate his victory, his first one of the evening. Kazakov the winner, second Schiefer, and third from Czechoslovakia, Klitovsky. And that's the situation now that the riders have completed 4 starts apiece. No change up front. Still it's Nischenko of the Soviet Union who leads with 12 points. A couple of riders on 11 apiece. And these last 4 races are certainly going to be interesting. Heat number 17 has Nischenko riding in red, Eddie Normark's in blue, Klitovsky white, Duplev in yellow-black. Here's Duplev, who's got 9 points so far. The rest of the scorers, Nischenko has 12, Normark 3, Klitovsky 3. So it's the riders on the inside and the outside really to watch out for here at the start of the 17th race. Nischenko red, Duplev in yellow-black. Will they both get away well? Can Nischenko hold on that inside line? Can Duplev push him hard from the outside? Nischenko leads, 2 lengths clear of his fellow countryman Duplev back in second. And in third place, in the blue, it's Eddie Normark. Nischenko out in front and quite clear now. And indeed, a win here will give him overall victory on this, the first day of this Dutch semi-final. Nischenko, who has looked commanding all evening, as indeed he did in his quarter-final when he was quite outstanding, picking up a 30-point maximum on the two-day event. Dublev in the yellow, some way back in second place. But there's surely no catching this fellow. Nischenko on the final lap of heat 17, looking assured of first place in this, the first day of this semi-final. Nischenko takes it, gives him a maximum 15 points. Really an outstanding performance by the Russian. Second place, Mikhail Dublev, and in third spot, Eddie Normark. So we know who is tonight's winner. There's still a lot of qualification places at stake, both tonight and in the second day coming along tomorrow. Here we go with heat number 18, Westland in red, Ivanov blue, Bjorklund in white, Johan Last of the Netherlands in yellow. Westland 2 points so far, Ivanov 4, Bjorklund has 8, and Johan Last still to open his account. Away they go on the 18th, and a good start for the rider in white, that's Bjorklund of Sweden. Second place, Ivanov. White leads blue, Bjorklund leads Ivanov. And back in third, it's Westland. But powering through to the front on the outside line. A powerful performance there from Ivanov, but Bjorklund certainly not finished. Comes up again challenging on the inside. Good race between these two here in heat number 18. Ivanov just about showing in front. And Bjorklund certainly, though, prepared to make a race of it right to the finish. Here he comes again, this time on the outside. Can he get the grip around the perimeter of the circuit to make a challenge? Well, not at the moment. It's still Ivanov in the blue. He's holding on to that first place. Ivanov with just 4 points so far. He desperately needs a win here to keep his chances alive for a place in the world final. And he gets a good win there in his final outing. He'll be pleased with that. Sergei Ivanov the winner. Second, Bjorklund. And in third place, Ole Westland. So heat number 19, and we wonder who's going to finish with a victory in their final outing of this particular quartet. It's Svensson from gate 1, Niedermayer gate 2, Mustafin from 3, and Schiefer from Austria off the outside gate 4. Svensson, the top scorer of this particular foursome. He has 8 points from his 4 outings. Niedermayer has 3, Mustafin 6, and Schiefer has 4. Fifth and final rides tonight then for this quartet. Svensson and Schiefer gate well. And the Austrian in yellow-black, the early leader. Second, Mustafin, and Svensson up there as well. Well, very tight between the three of them. Still Schiefer just about holding on. Mustafin challenging hard around the outside. A tremendous performance from the Russian. Still it's Mustafin looking for first spot. Schiefer trying to hold on, but now pegged back to second place. A really masterful piece of riding from Mustafin, all the way around the outside. The gap was small, but he went for it and got it. Mustafin leads from Schiefer now back in second place. And third spot in the red from Sweden, it's Svensson. But Mustafin certainly producing one of the night's highlights with that superb ride all around the outside of Schiefer. And it's a manoeuvre that earns the Russian a good win in heat number 19. Mustafin wins it. Second, Franz Schiefer of Austria, and third, Svensson of Sweden.
fase. Voordat we nou gaan tellen, dan even de knallen, beste mensen. Maak je de borst van af. De finale heat, om het zo maar eens even te zeggen vanavond. Tussen Jampa Hirvasoja uit het noordelijkste puntje van Suomen, Finland, afkomstig. Maar het helemaal niet zo koud is nu, want als u liever bent van langlopen en u kijkt naar het lopen, dan zou het best zo kunnen zijn.
So we come now to tonight's final race, heat 20. Serenius in red, Kromich in blue, Hivasoya in white, Kazakov in yellow-black. Kromich and Hivasoya, the first to the tapes. Kromich with 6 points, Hivasoya with 11. And Serenius just coming up to join the company in red. He's also got 11 points. So a win here for Serenius or Hivasoya would put them into the runner-up position on this day one of this semi-final. Hivasoya of Finland. Just with a little shake of the head and the left arm raised. We await the arrival of Kazakov on the outside gate 4. So looking at the lineup from the inside, Serenius, Kromich, Hivasoya and Kazakov. And Serenius and Hivasoya with 11 points apiece. And a win for either of them would put them into runner-up position behind Nischenko. 3 in a line almost into the turn, but it's Serenius who breaks from the pack. Hivasoya back in second, just ahead of Kromich. But up front, it's Serenius who shows clear, looking for second position on the night. And Hivasoya of Finland, with Kromich now ahead of him. It's the race for second that we're viewing at the moment. The rider in blue holding on to the second position. It's Kromich, but he's lost it. Hivasoya round him on the outside. But he's still got a lot of ground to make up. He's going to catch Serenius. That's Hivasoya, the lone Finn, who really has excelled tonight. He's looked sharp all the way through. Kromich in third place in the blue, and ahead of him, Hivasoya. That's the lead for Serenius, and it's a lead that's good enough for the checkered flag to give him a victory and put him on a total of 14 points. And that puts him into the runner-up position on day one of this semi-final here in Holland. Serenius wins that race, second Hivasoya, third Kromich. So the top 3 places shared between 3 countries. Finland in third place with 13 points through Hivasoya. Serenius of Sweden finishes second with 14. The tonight's champion on 15 points, unbeaten. The rider from the Soviet Union, Nikolai Nischenko. Nischenko from the Soviet Union, tonight's top man with 15 points. Heat number 9, his toughest test, but he came through it very well indeed. To Deventer here in Holland for the second half, day 2 of this semi-final of the World Individual Ice Speedway Championship. Each of the 16 riders on parade here this afternoon had 5 rides apiece yesterday. Today's individual totals will be added to those scores, and then the top 8 riders go through to this year's World Final. The top trio from yesterday, Nikolai Nischenko of Russia finished with 15, Per-Olof Serenius of Sweden finished with 14, and Jarmo Hivasoya finished third on 13 points. Hivasoya from Finland. Heat 21, the first one of the afternoon. This is Dublev of Russia in yellow-black, coming up to the tapes. Finished yesterday in 4th place with 11 points. The rest of the lineup from the inside in red, Svensson of Sweden, Schiefer of Austria in blue, and Normark in white from Sweden. Svensson, Schiefer, Normark and Dublev. Heat 21 on the second day of this semi-final. The circuit again looking really in superb condition. And the referee from Denmark prepared to release the tapes. Away we go. And a good start for the man from the Soviet Union. Dublev away, but what a spectacular crash. The pair of them finish up in the straw bales. Well, Dublev kept out of the way of that incident. But it's Svensson who's down there amidst the haystack. And just emerging too is Franz Schiefer of Austria. Well, we can have a look at that again to see just what happened on that first turn. Here's Duplev getting away to a very smooth start from gate 4. Watch for the two riders on the inside. That's Svensson and Schiefer getting all tangled up together. And my word, that was quite spectacular. And Schiefer stepping out on the ice and having problems in holding his feet. Well, the referee's verdict, all four go again in heat number 21. After that first bend collision. So a spectacular start to day 2 of this semi-final. But fortunately, both riders involved in that quite alarming looking spill, fit to take their places in the rerun. Svensson, 9 points from yesterday, gate 1, 6 points from yesterday's action. Schiefer, gate 2. Eddie Normark, gate 3. He scored 4 points yesterday. And Duplev finished in 4th spot overall in yesterday's first round of this semi-final. He scored 11 points. Duplev it was who made the start last time. It's Duplev again who makes the start. In this, the rerun, the Russian clearly away. Svensson in 2nd place. 3rd spot, Franz Schiefer of Austria. Duplev, Svensson and Schiefer, the front 3. The Russian going wide, and Svensson slips through. Svensson of Sweden leads. Duplev pegged back to 2nd position after a really splendid start. Svensson leading from Duplev. Can the Russian come back? Looking for the inside line as they power into the turns, and Duplev through very smartly indeed on the inside. Svensson now back in 2nd place and coming under a bit of pressure now as Schiefer slips through. Duplev leads. Schiefer, a fine piece of overtaking, through on the inside is up to 2nd place, and back in 3rd, it's Svensson. So a good race with which to start here on day 2 of this semi-final. Duplev wins it, 2nd Schiefer, and 3rd Svensson. So the riders entering the arena for race 22 of this 2-day event. 2nd race here this afternoon. Kazakov of the Soviet Union is in red. In blue is Niedermayer from Germany. Johan Last in white, here he is, from the Netherlands, seeded through to this stage of this year's competition. Failed to score yesterday. Looking for his first points of this semi-final here this afternoon. And in yellow and black from Czechoslovakia, it's Tony Klitovsky who starts off gate 4. So representatives here from 4 different nations as the tapes rise on the 2nd race of the afternoon, and it's Kazakov who goes clear in the early stages, pursued by Niedermayer of Germany. Kazakov in red, Niedermayer in blue, getting up close, and back in 3rd place, the man from the Netherlands, Johan Last. Can he pick up his first points of the contest? Holding 3rd place at the moment with a Czech at the back. Kazakov leads, a former double world champion. He won the title in 1982 and again the following year. Johan Last now in 4th position. Klitovsky has gone through to take 3rd place. But up front, that's the gap between 1st and 2nd. The red helmet colour of Kazakov showing clearly in front. Niedermayer in blue in 2nd place. That's the Dutchman at the rear of the pack. Enjoying himself, no doubt, before his Dutch crowd here this afternoon. Who would desperately like to get amongst the points. As it is, it's Kazakov who picks up 3 points there in heat number 22, the winner. 2nd place from Germany, Max Niedermayer. And Klitovsky of Czechoslovakia finishes in 3rd place. Heat number 23. 3 Russians in contention here. In fact, all 4 riders come from the Soviet Union: Ivanov, Nischenko, Kronich and Mustafin. The rider in blue, Nischenko, yesterday's top man, with a full 15-point maximum. Really one to watch out for again here this afternoon. Ivanov in red, Nischenko next to him in blue. Nischenko not making the best of starts. It's Ivanov who's away, but Nischenko already making his presence felt around the perimeter of the circuit. Nischenko in blue, watch him go around the outside, almost horizontal around those bends, up to a vertical position, and then flat again around the first and second turns. Nischenko with number 1 on his back, and number 1 in the first round yesterday. Nischenko clear of Ivanov, back in third, it's Kronich. That's Ivanov in red, who's in second place. Kronich back in last place, in fact, because it's Mustafin who's up there in third in the yellow-black. But here's the leader, Nischenko. And the race really on for the minor placings. Kronich, in fact, making a bid on the inside here of Mustafin. The 2 Russians fighting it out for third place. But a win for Nischenko. So he rather starts this afternoon as he finished yesterday in commanding form. Nischenko wins it, second Ivanov, and third Kronich. So the riders preparing for race 24 of this 2-day semi-final, the 4th race of the afternoon. Per Olof Serenius, this is, in red from Sweden. 14 points yesterday, finished in the runner-up position, bidding this year for his 12th World Final appearance. In blue, next to him on the starting grid is Sven-Erik Björklund of Sweden. From Finland, Jarmo Hivasoja, who really gave Nischenko a tremendous run for his money in heat number 9 yesterday. He's in white, and in yellow and black, it's Westland from Sweden. 2 Swedes, or rather 3 Swedes and a Finn in contention here in heat 24. And what a race up front already between Björklund and Serenius. Shoulder to shoulder as they go into the turn. Something surely has to give here. On the inside, it's Serenius. On the outside, it's Björklund. The pair of them from Sweden, and really involved in some close action here in heat number 24. And Hivasoja not too far away either. Hivasoja on the inside, just about edging through on the inside of Björklund. From Finland, Hivasoja now up to second place, and he's got Serenius in his sights up front. Hivasoja, one of the world's great spectacular racers, poised for a challenge around the outside of Serenius, really coming along fast along the straight. But the Swede just holding off the challenge so far. Serenius on the inside, Hivasoja looking for the outside, cuts back on the inside, a race to the line. But it's Serenius who just holds on for a win. Hivasoja, another brave performance from the man from Finland. He gets second place, third spot, Sven-Erik Björklund. So a tremendous race there, certainly in heat number 24. And a close call at the line it was too. We'll see what sort of fireworks are produced here in heat number 25 with Westland starting off gate 1, Svensson gate 2, Kazakov from 3, and from the outside berth, gate 4, Kronich. Svensson, the top scorer from yesterday of this particular quartet, with 9 points. Third place in his first outing today, but away well here, Kazakov. In white, but fast around the outside, it's Kronich. The 2 men from the Soviet Union battling it out up front in heat 25. Kronich in yellow and black, leading from Kazakov, who's back there in second position. Kronich on the outside, Kazakov on the inside line. And coming up for good measure from Sweden, it's Svensson in blue. On one wheel along the home straight. Kronich continuing to dominate heat number 25. Kazakov, there he is in second place, and just behind him is Svensson in third. Some close action again in this, the fifth race of day 2 of this semi-final. Kromic, Kazakov and Svensson, no change in the front 3 order, but he's getting tight for second, with Svensson coming hard around the outside. Can he cut back on the inside line? Stays to the outside and just loses out. A win then for Kromic, second place Kazakov, and finishing in third place Stefan Svensson of Sweden. So Kromic, the winner, takes his tally to 11 points on the 2 days. Race 26 coming into view, and the first rider to arrive in red, Sven-Erik Bjorklund. 10 points yesterday, 1 point from his first outing here this afternoon. Made his World Final debut last year. In yellow and black, here is Johan Last. No score yesterday. He's had 1 ride this afternoon. That 2 was scoreless. In blue, waiting to come up into line, is Sergei Ivanov of the Soviet Union. 9 points so far, 7 points yesterday, 2 points here this afternoon. And completing the lineup here, the rider in white, still to come up into line, is Franz Schiefer from Austria. Sweden, Soviet Union, Austria and the Netherlands represented here in heat number 26. There they are, as they come into line from the inside then, it's Bjorklund, Ivanov, Schiefer and Last. The 6th race of the afternoon. Points really at a premium, at least for 3 of these riders who still fancy their chances of getting through to the World Final. Away goes Ivanov, a good smooth start off gate 2. Ivanov leads from Bjorklund in second, third place Schiefer. And we've lost Schiefer, in fact. Just a bit of adjustment to the straw bales so that he can retrieve his machine. So a spectacular second race start for the man from Austria, who scored 6 points yesterday, gained a second in his first ride this afternoon. Obviously unharmed. Let's hope the same can be said of his machine, which is now being extracted from the straw bales perimeter. So back they come for the restaging of heat number 26. Bjorklund up to the tapes in gate 1. Ivanov coming up now for position 2. We await the arrival of Johan Last. Here's Schiefer in the white helmet colour. Just checking his machinery before he takes his place in the lineup. And a glimpse there of the front wheel of Schiefer's machine, showing those dreaded spikes. But my word, they really do a good job of holding here on the ice. No Johan Last in this one in yellow and black. The rider excluded for being the cause of that spill. So the rerun of heat number 26, Bjorklund, Ivanov and Schiefer, just the 3 of them. Ivanov again gets away smoothly from trap 2. Bjorklund in second place, and Schiefer, who fell in third. So up front it's Ivanov and Bjorklund. Schiefer back in third. The Russian leading from the Swede. Just a length between the 2 of them. It's getting tight. Ivanov angles his machine for entry into the turn. That's Ivanov. 2 lengths clear now of Bjorklund, who's back in second. Bjorklund looking for the outside. But again, the red flag is being shown. Again, this race has been stopped. And it's been stopped because of this man, Franz Schiefer. Off again. Well, well, what an eventful heat number 26 for the Austrian. Twice he's finished up, would you believe, in the straw bales. So we come again for the third time of asking, heat number 26. Just the two riders left this time, Ivanov and Bjorklund. And Ivanov has had the advantage on the two previous occasions, and once again, for the third time, he's away the swiftest from the start. Ivanov in blue leads, Bjorklund in second. So for the third time of asking, once there were four, then there were three, now there are two. So it becomes a match race. And Ivanov, who held the advantage on each of the two previous occasions. Again, the man in pole position, but Bjorklund looking for the outside. And he's gone through. The Swede goes round the outside of the Russian in some style. Bjorklund with 1 lap to go, the clear leader now. And he's ridden a very, very well-timed race indeed. 10 points yesterday, just 1 point this afternoon. Made his world final debut last year and looking for the chance to go through for another world final appearance this season. What a good performance from Bjorklund, the winner of heat number 26. Second place from the Soviet Union, Sergei Ivanov. Per-Olof Serenius coming out for heat number 27. Really did well yesterday, scoring 14 points, finishing in the runner-up position. And he started off well here this afternoon too, picking up a win in his first outing. But he's got some stiff opposition here, coming in the shape of the rider in red. It's Nikolai Nischenko, who went through yesterday's card unbeaten. 15 points yesterday, and a win here also in his first ride this afternoon. Formidable figure as he lines up on the inside of the starting grid. Nischenko, gate 1. His biggest rival in this one, surely it's Serenius from Sweden, gate 2. Position 3 for Niedermeyer, and off the outside is Eddie Normark of Sweden, yellow-black. Away they go, and Nischenko, a really fast start again, pursued by Serenius. Can the Swede find a way through in the early stages of heat number 27? Nischenko, all in red. One of the real Russian masters of the ice speedway scene. And the Russians, of course, such a dominant force in ice speedway throughout the years, having provided a world champion on no fewer than 19 occasions out of a possible 23. And Nischenko looks to be as good a bet as any of the current brigade from the USSR. Nischenko leading handsomely from Serenius, who's back in second place. And he just can't, despite all of his efforts, close the gap. Look at the style of this fellow around the turn. Really is travelling well. A supreme performer on the ice. Nischenko, the clear winner of heat number 27. Second, Serenius, and third, Normark of Sweden. The four riders appearing for heat number 28. 2 from the Soviet Union, 1 from Czechoslovakia and 1 from Finland. And as they face the tapes, it's the rider in red, Duplev off gate 1, Klitovsky in blue off position 2. In white, Mustafin is off gate 3, and from the outside, it's the rider in yellow and black, Hivasoya. Watch the riders from the inside and outside. They're the two hot favourites in this one. And they both get away well. Duplev in red, Hivasoya in yellow-black. But there's always some tremendous action when the Finnish rider is out there. It's Hivasoya cutting through on the inside, takes the lead. Really is one of the most spectacular riders in the sport. Duplev heading back on the inside line, but the Finn still holding his advantage. Hivasoya from Duplev. Hivasoya scored 13 yesterday, Duplev scored 11. And surely they're both going to finish high up the ladder in this afternoon's second round of this semi-final. Hivasoya in yellow, Duplev in red. And the race really between these two. Back in third place, it's Klitowski of Czechoslovakia. It's getting tight towards the finish. Hiversoja can't afford to relax, but he's got enough there to take the checkered flag. 3 more points for the rider from Finland in heat number 28. A win for Jarmo Hiversoja, second Mikhail Duplev, and third Tony Klitowski. Welcome back to day 2 of this ice speedway semi-final here in Holland. Nischenko, the top man yesterday in the first round, and the top man here this afternoon as well, having picked up 2 wins from his first 2 outings, and he's out here in contention in heat number 29. He's the rider, in fact, the other 3 are waiting for. He'll appear in yellow-black. Here he is, Nikolai Nischenko, 15 points yesterday. Really a commanding figure throughout, and equally dominant here so far this afternoon. The rest of the opposition in the 29th race: Johan Last in red, Jarmo Hiversoja in blue, Stefan Svensson in white, and it's Nischenko off the outside, but watch for Hiversoja as well, because he's a well-rated rider. Hiversoja it is, battling away, and he gets the lead at the expense of Svensson, and we watch now for Nischenko. Nischenko through on the inside of Svensson to take up second. And for the first time in this weekend, defeat facing Nischenko. Hiversoja leads. The Russian is pegged back to second place. Svensson in third. But what a race up front, and a bit of a surprise too. The rider from Finland, Jarmo Hiversoja, leads Nischenko, who really has looked pretty well unbeatable so far. Defeat staring the Russian in the face for the first time in this 2-day semi-final here in Deventer. It's the rider in blue, Hiversoja, continuing to hold on to first place. But Nischenko will fight towards the very end, and make no mistake about that. But he can't quite find a passage through. The win goes to Jarmo Hiversoja from Finland. Second place, Nikolai Nischenko, beaten for the first time this weekend. His first defeat in 8 outings. And finishing third there, Svensson from Sweden. So a bit of a surprise there in heat number 29. Let's see what happens here in the 30th race. We've got Rez Mustafin from the Soviet Union in red, gate 1. Gate 2 for Sergei Kazakov, also from the Soviet Union. Sweden are represented here by the rider in white, Per-Olof Serenius. And Austria's representation comes in the shape of the rider in yellow and black, who fell off twice in his last outing, Franz Schiefer. So as we look across the starting grid, Mustafin gate 1, Kazakov 2, Serenius 3, and Schiefer gate 4. And the ice, as we can see now, with a fair bit of give in it. A little bit watery behind the starting area. Away they go on heat number 30. Who's going to be the first to show? It's the rider in white, Serenius, pursued by Kazakov. Serenius from Kazakov in first and second places. Back in third, the rider in red, Mustafin from the Soviet Union. But look at this race up front between Serenius and Kazakov. Serenius in white, Kazakov in blue. Serenius from Sweden, Kazakov from the Soviet Union. And really a battle royale between the pair of them as Kazakov closes down on the inside. Serenius trying to hold the inside, but he slips out wide. Kazakov saw his chance briefly on the inside, but now he's having a dabble on the outside line. Getting close to those straw bales, along the back straight. Into the turns they go. And Serenius makes a big mistake, and Kazakov so quick to take advantage. and he slips through to take 3 points from heat number 30. So it was all decided on the last turn. Kazakov, the winner. Serenius, who made a mistake on that last bend, slipped out wide. He finished in second place. Heat number 31, the riders arriving at the tapes. Eddie Normark in red, Oleg Kromic in blue, Tony Klitowski in white, Sven-Erik B. Auckland in yellow-black. Normark has 5 points so far from this semi-final. Kromic has 13. Klitowski has 5, and B. Auckland has 14. So it's the rider in yellow and black, the top scorer of this quartet, the one really to watch out for. Heat number 31, good start indeed by B. Auckland of Sweden. But look at Kromic powering through on the inside. From the Soviet Union, Kromic leads. B. Auckland, second place, coming up alongside. Shoulder to shoulder around the turn. And it's still tight. B. Auckland certainly not giving ground easily. Kromic a length clear now of the Swede. And back in third place from Czechoslovakia, just coming into view, the rider in white, Klitowski. That's the order in heat number 31. It's B. Auckland back in second place. That's the gap between first and second, with Kromic still leading. Kromic 7 points from yesterday and a third. And a win here so far this afternoon. Must really fancy his chances of a world final place. A win there for the rider in blue, Oleg Kromic. Second in yellow and black, Sven-Erik B. Auckland. And third in white from Czechoslovakia, Tony Klitowski. Mikhail Duplev coming out here for race number 32 with a total of 16 points so far. And that should be enough points to pretty well guarantee him a place in this year's World Final. Also out on the circuit, the rider in red, Niedermeyer. In white, it's Westland. And coming up to join them, Sergei Ivanov in yellow-black. Niedermeyer on the inside, 5 points so far. Duplev gate 2, he has 16 points. Westland only has 3, hasn't scored so far today. He's in gate 3. Ivanov has 9 points. Needs some more. Just had a chance of going through. He starts off the outside. And a good start indeed by Ivanov. Cuts back on the inside line. Duplev goes out, and through goes Ivanov. The two Russians in first and second positions. Ivanov leads from Duplev, who's now back in second place. And Ivanov certainly desperate for the points, with 11 so far. Finished third in last year's World Final. He'd love to be there again in contention this year, I'm sure. Duplev making a bit around the outside. Ivanov certainly with things not completely to himself in this one, heat number 32. And Ivanov with a tremendous surge around the outside, perhaps a little bit too much. Oh, however did he control it? Did very, very well indeed to hold on. Struck the straw bales, that chopped him back on the inside line, but he held it well. Meanwhile, Ivanov goes on his way, and we can see that straw bale there that was dislodged in that little collision. So a win for Ivanov. Second place, did well to hold it, Duplev. And finishing in third spot, Westland. So there is the situation after 32 races. Nischenko out in front, leading by a couple of points. He's got 23. Serenius in second place with 21 points. And second place equal also with 21, Hivasoya of Finland. Well, heat number 33, I can tell you, was won by Sven-Erik B. Auckland. Meanwhile, we move on to heat number 34 of the action. And Nischenko, this is a familiar figure in the white helmet colour. 23 points so far in this semi-final. The opposition for him here in the 34th race, Schiefer in red, Vestlund blue, and Klitowski in yellow-black. This man will take some stopping in white. Watch him go from the start. Number 1 on his back, and number 1 already in this race, heat number 34. Nischenko leads. Second place, Schiefer, prepared to make a race of it in the early stages. But it's around the turns where Nischenko really does set a pace. Look how low he gets. His left knee must be touching the ice. Second place, that's Schiefer doing well. And in third place, Vestlund coming up wide on the outside. Schiefer and Vestlund together in close company. Klitowski sitting out this one at the moment at the back, but now making a bid to get through on the inside of Vestlund. The race for third, but up front, Nischenko, well in command. It's the race for third place. Vestlund still holding on to the 1-point position. Nischenko going wide up front meanwhile. And it's Klitowski sliding through on the inside of the Swede. The rider from Czechoslovakia through to third place. But Nischenko again taking the top honours here in race number 34. Nischenko wins it. Still he's dropped just the 1 point over this weekend of semi-final action. Second place there, Schiefer, and third, Klitowski. Race number 35, the riders coming out. Hivasoja from Finland in red. Really has had an outstanding semi-final so far here in Deventer. 13 points yesterday, and he's only dropped 1 point here this afternoon so far in his first 3 outings. Eddie Normark of Sweden is in blue, waiting patiently, together with Sergei Kazikov, who's in yellow-black. The rider they're awaiting, Sergei Ivanov from the Soviet Union, who's having a much better day here in round 2 than he did yesterday. Scored just 7 points yesterday, Ivanov. So far this afternoon, he's gained 7 points from 3 starts. A win and 2 seconds. Hivasoja just waiting on the inside of the grid for the 35th race of this 2-day semi-final to get underway. From the inside then, as we glance across, it's Hivasoja, Normark, Ivanov and Kazakov. 2 from the Soviet Union starting off 3 and 4. 1 from Sweden starting off gate 2. And the lone Finn gets away from gate 1. Heat 35. And away we go to a good smooth start with Ivanov the first to show. Ivanov from Hivasoja in second. And third place in yellow, Kazakov. Well, Ivanov won his last ride, having come home in second place in his first 2 outings here this afternoon. Sergei Ivanov leading from Hivasoja, but the Finn never gives anything up easily. Ivanov from Hivasoja up front, and the Finn certainly with a bit to do, not getting as much grip on the ice as perhaps earlier in this afternoon's proceedings. But he's by no means out of it with 1 lap to go. Ivanov from Hivasoja, the gap down to just a couple of lengths. Oh, but he's lost a bit of ground there, the Finn. A little bit bumpy coming out of that turn. And that surely has handed this race to Ivanov. Collects 3 points. Second, Hivasoja. And third, Sergei Kazakov. So 3 more points there for Ivanov. Looks like being a surefire world final qualifier this year. So the action about to continue here in this semi-final in Holland with race number 36. And a race here featuring Kromich as the rider in red, Johan Last in blue, Mikhail Duplev in white, Per-Olof Serenius in yellow-black. That's Duplev in white, just checking back. Of the Soviet Union, scored 11 points yesterday. A win and 2 seconds so far here this afternoon. Serenius on the outside, yellow-black. 14 points yesterday, second man. And he's had a win and 2 second places in today's second round. So all four riders now coming up to the tapes. Kromich gate 1, Lust gate 2. And he really has lived up to his name, I'm afraid. So far in this semi-final, seeded through to this stage, hasn't picked up a point so far. Duplev in white, gate 3, and off the outside, Serenius, position 4. And the Swede just circling around before coming back into line again, starting off a very, very wide position. Looking for a big sweep into the first turn. Big gap between the riders off track 3 and 4. Well, Serenius not really getting the sort of start he was looking for and being forced out a little bit on the turn. It's Duplev who makes the most of lap 1. Kromich coming through fast though on the inside. Duplev from Kromich. The two Russians battling it out up front. Duplev on the outside and having a little bit of a bumpy trip round that turn. Kromich in second place. Still tight between the two Russians. And Kromich managing somehow to force a way through. Kromich leads. Duplev in second. And back in third is Serenius. So Kromich has now opened up a gap. The riders on the final turns on lap 4. They take the checkered flag, a win for Kromich. That gives him 14 points from this two-day semi-final. Second, Mikhail Duplev, and third, Per-Olive Serenius. So as we prepare here for the final quartet of races, we can see that Nischenko is a clear leader on 26 points. Then on 23 from Finland, it's Hivasoja, with Serenius in third spot on 22 points. So final rides coming up here for Sergei Kazakov, Sven-Erik Björklund, Nikolai Nischenko and Mikhail Duplev. Race number 37. The rider in white needing just 1 point to become this semi-final champion, and he's back in third place, and that really is a bit of a surprise. It's the rider in blue, Björklund, who leads from Duplev. But watch out for Nischenko. He's lying in the third place position at the moment. That in fact will be enough to give him 27 points, which will make him today's champion. But knowing the Russian, he'll want to finish off the job in style. Björklund continuing to lead, second place Duplev. But Nischenko now really starting to show from third place, slipping up alongside Duplev and going on for second position. Nischenko from third to second. And now with Björklund in his sights up front. Nischenko tries the inside lunge, but the Swede holds off the challenge so far. Björklund leads, he's on the outside, Nischenko on the inside. And look at the finish of this one as Nischenko just goes through to get the verdict. So tight on the line, but Nischenko finishes with a win and salutes in that way. So the champion of this weekend is Nischenko, but still the points to be battled for to see who goes through to join him in this year's World Final. This is race number 38, Niedermeyer in red, Kromich blue, Schiefer white, and Hivasoja in yellow-black. This is Jarmo Hivasoja on the outside. 23 points so far. And second place here will be good enough to put him into a rostrum position this afternoon. That's Franz Schiefer just coming up into line from Austria, has 11 points from this weekend. The pit gate is closed. The riders coming into line for the 38th race. Niedermeyer on 5 points, Kromich on 17, Schiefer on 11. And Hivasoja in with a chance of a rostrum position, he has 23. Nischenko on 29, remember. He has won this semi-final already. Away they go, and a good start for Kromich from the Soviet Union. The Russian leads it. Second place Hivasoja. And back in third position, it's Niedermeyer. Blue, yellow, red, that's the front three situation. And Niedermeyer getting past there by Schiefer in the battle for third. Up front, it's still Kromic. Kromic from Hiversoja. And a long way behind these two, the battle between Niedermeyer and Schiefer. Kromic leading. Hiversoja still in second. And the rider from Finland certainly hasn't given up the chase. But second place will be good enough here to put him into a rostrum position. Well, that's where he finishes. It's a win for Kromic from the Soviet Union. He finishes with a tally then of 20 points in this semi-final. Second place for Hiversoja. He finishes on a total of 25. So 2 races remaining. This is heat 39, the 19th of the afternoon. Eddie Normark in red, Rees Mustoff in blue, Ola Westland in white, Johan Last in yellow-black. And a last chance, in fact, for Johan of the Netherlands to pick up a point. Scoreless so far in this two-day semi-final. Normark has 5, Mustoffin 10, Westland 4. And Mustoffin, the only rider with any sort of chance of making a world final appearance in 1989. Mustoffin in blue, but it's Normark in red who gets away first. Normark from Mustoffin, and sliding through is Westland. Westland in second place from Sweden, but Mustoffin coming hard around the outside again. In the meantime, Westland gets up a little closer to Normark. Normark of Sweden, 5 points so far from 9 rides, but looking to finish in style with a win. Normark from Westland still, with Mustoffin back in third, but the Russian now starting to make a bid from the inside. No change in the front three at the moment, but there is now, because Westland goes way out wide and Mustoffin goes easily through to second place. Normark on the final turn straightens up his machine for a win. Second place, Mustoffin, and finishing in third spot after that mistake on the final lap, Ola Westland. And so we come to race number 40, the final piece of action of this semi-final from Deventer here in Holland. Kwiatkowski in red, Serenius in blue, Ivanov in white, and Svensson in yellow-black. And the point situation, Kwiatkowski has 7, Serenius 22, Ivanov 17, Svensson 14. The important point is that Serenius in blue needs a win here to force a runoff with Hiversoja for second place. Away they go, and it's Ivanov, the first to show from Serenius, with Svensson up there in contention as well. Serenius holding on to his second, but it's Ivanov of the Soviet Union who leads. Serenius of Sweden second. And back in third, it's Svensson. Well, Serenius, I can tell you, will battle to the end of this one. He knows that he needs 3 points from this race to force a runoff for second place. Third place will provide him with third place overall on the rostrum. Ivanov, who has 17 points from 9 outings, leading here now quite comfortably in race 40. The riders on the last lap. Ivanov from Serenius, with Svensson back in third, and that's indeed how they finish. 3 points for Sergei Ivanov. Second place, Per-Olof Serenius. And in third place, Stefan Svensson.
er toe blijft, die heeft ook 18 punten. We gaan eens even rekenen, maar daar kunt u van uitgaan. De winnaar is bekend, dat is onze vriend Nischenko. En ik dacht dat we mogen tellen dat de Vereniging...
So a weekend here in Holland in this semi-final in which the top honours have been shared between three nations. Russia taking first place with Nikolai Nischenko, this semi-final champion with 29 points. Dropped just the 1 point in 10 races. Carrying on really in fine Russian tradition. The USSR so dominant in ice speedway through the years, having provided a world champion on no fewer than 19 occasions out of a possible 23. Here's the second man, Jarmo Hivasoja from Finland with 25 points. A runner-up in the world final back in 1985. And finishing today in third place from Sweden, Per-Olive Serenius with 24. And so from the highest point of the rostrum, a salute of success from Nikolai Nischenko, the winner of this weekend's semi-final with 29 points.
Well, hello and welcome along to this week's ice speedway action here on Screen Sport. We're in the tiny town of Insel in the German Bavarian Alps for the first of the 1989 World Individual Ice Speedway semi-finals. 16 riders taking part for just 8 places available for the world final itself in Alma-Ata, Russia. Well, leading contenders in this semi-final has to come from the Soviet Union, and none more so than Vitaly Ruskic, who was in superb form in the recent quarter-final in Frankfurt. Have a look at this. This is Ruskic, who must fancy his chances in this semi-final. Well, the Germans themselves fancy their man go through to the final itself. That's Harold Baumann. He was in spectacular form in the recent quarter-final in Frankfurt, none more so than Heat 23, when he came from behind to beat former world champion Yuri Ivanov. Take a look at this race. Part in this semi-final, so as the rain begins to fall, and the German crowd are very, very happy. Let's go to the commentary position and join Heat number 1. Well, Heat number 1 just about to get underway as the rain continues to pour down. In red, going into gate 1 there from Finland, is Peter Nebo. He's in gate number 1. In gate number 2 from the Soviet Union is Valery Ivanov, 21 years of age, the younger brother of Sergei and, of course, Yuri Ivanov. He goes into gate number 2, just having a little bit of attention to his bike. In gate number 3, 30-year-old Viktor Babarning from the Soviet Union. He's in the white helmet colour, provided us with some great action, great spills in that Frankfurt semi-final in 1988. Who will forget some of those crashes. And on the outside, in yellow and black from Germany, Helmut Weber, the vastly experienced Helmut Weber, 36 years of age, of course a member of their World Keen Cup winning squad of a few years back. He goes into gate number 4. So that's the lineup for the opening race here in Insel in the semi-final of the World Ice Racing Championship. The green light goes on, and away they go, and Babarning and Nebo get a good start. It's Nebo into the first turn, Peter Nebo, but Valery Ivanov is away into the straw bales. And the red lights come off, and it was young Ivanov, baby Ivanov it was, who come round that bend a little bit too fast. let's just take another look as the riders leave the tape in this opening race. It is, in fact, Babarnin and Nebo who get out of the gate first. They go into that first bend, but all of a sudden, young Ivanov comes from nowhere and tries to drive around the outside of Peter Nebo, completely loses track of things, and then, oh, there we go, here he goes straight into the Sorbels, and he's out of contention and will surely be excluded from the rerun of this opening heat. So the rerun of heat number 1 with the exclusion of Valery Ivanov. Forced at the stoppage in blue, so 3 riders only. Peter Nebo, red, gate 1. Victor Babarning, white, gate 3. And Helmut Weber, yellow and black, gate number 4. On goes the green light, and away they go, and Nebo is and gets another good gate from gate 1. He was in front when the action happened. Weber comes around the outside of Babarning. Down the back straight is Weber just now in second place. And he's after Peter Nebo to the delight of the German crowd. He cuts underneath Nebo. Not quite, 1 lap gone. Peter Nebo from Finland. Helmut Weber, Germany now coming very, very close. Victor Babarning back in 3rd place. But Weber, to the cheers and to the delights of the home crowd, is not that far behind the leader and got the crowd on their toes. Just Nebo holding on. Weber just waiting for that one mistake by the Finnish rider. Here he comes at the challenge, and he's through. Just listen to the crowd go wild. 1 lap to go. It's Weber through to 1st place. Nebo in 2nd place. Babarning a long, long way back in 3rd place. The crowd are going absolutely wild. It's Helmut Weber, 36 years old, wins heat number 1. Peter Nebo from Finland, the early pacemaker, has to contend with 2nd place, and just listen to the crowd. Babarning back in 3rd place. So Helmut Weber, a member of that World Cup winning squad back in 1983 in Berlin, collects the 3 points from the opening race, the delight of the crowd. 2 points for Peter Nebo and 1 for Victor Babarning. That's heat number 1. Well, heat number 2, and there we have in the white helmet colour, Harold Baumann, who gave us such a great demonstration of ice speed racing in the quarter-final at Frankfurt, out to impress the crowd here in Insel. They've seen their man Helmut Weber win the opening race, and it's up to Baumann to try and do the same in heat number 2. 29 years of age, gained a lot of experience during the autumn and the winter months in Sweden, where he's been practicing with the Sweden and Finland riders, and that's really set him in good stead for this semi-final. Well, the full lineup for this heat number 2, Bronislav Frank, Czechoslovakia, red, gate 1. Isa Kutala, Finland, blue, gate 2. Harold Baumann, white, gate 3. And Eskil Jonsson in yellow-black, gate number 4. Waiting for Jonsson just to move in a little bit closer in the outside gate. He does indeed. Now we're ready for the start of heat number 2. Under starters' orders, and away they go, and Baumann gets a good gate from gate 3, along with Bronislav Frank in red. It's Frank in red, Baumann now back in 4th place. Jonsson comes up the inside. It's Jonsson in yellow-black, who is the head of the pack with 1 lap gone. It's Sweden's Eskil Jonsson. Bronislav Frank from Czechoslovakia just holding on to Isa Kutala, but Harold Baumann from Germany, oh, and down goes the rider in red, Bronislav Frank, and he just can't get away from that machine. And the red light's on, so we wait and see exactly what the referee's going to do, but it's Bronislav Frank from Czechoslovakia who comes to grief on lap number 2, when Eskil Jonsson was in front, is fair to say. But whether we'll have a rerun with all 4 riders or who's going to be excluded, we wait for the referee's decision. So the rerun of heat number 2 with the surprise exclusion of Isa Kutala for bringing down Bronislav Frank. A bit of a surprise there by the referee, Niels Ringström from Sweden. But anyway, Bronislav Frank able to take his place in the rerun. He's in red, gate 1. In white, gate 3, Harold Baumann. A chance for him to get some points here. Made a terrible gate in the first staging. And Eskil Jonsson in yellow and black. Getting very, very edgy, those riders, as they jump out of the start. It's Bronislav Frank who gets to the first bend in front. Bronislav Frank, Harold Baumann in 2nd place. Eskil Jonsson back in 3rd. Eskil was in 1st place when the race was stopping. Now he dives around the outside of Baumann. Eskil Jonsson trying to make up ground. Yes, he's done it at that time. Baumann puts his hand in the air. Eskil Jonsson now through to 2nd place and making up ground on the current leader, Bronislav Frank. Janssen now on the outside line again on Bronislav. 2 laps gone in heat number 2. There's not a lot between those two. Frank on the outside now, Janssen cutting up, trying the inside. Bowman really out of contention for the top 2 positions at the moment. They're coming up to take the flag for one more lap. Frank still in first place. Esko Janssen now making his effort down the back straight on the outside. It's going to be a desperate bid to get to the first place, but Janssen drives around Frank with considerable ease. It's a race to the line. Who's going to get there? Just Frank. Bronislav Frank from Czechoslovakia just holds on to first place. Esko Janssen from Sweden back in second place, and Harold Baumann from Germany gets the odd point. But Bronislav Frank, who was the faller in the first stage of heat 2, he starts off this semi-final with 3 points, 2 for Esko Janssen and 1 for Harold Baumann. That's heat number 2. Well, heat number 3, and there in the red helmet colour with a tall order that awaits him in this race is Lee Pavitt, of course, from Great Britain, just 19 years of age, the only qualifier from Great Britain to get through to the semi-final stages of this competition. Came through the Madonna round. He goes in to gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. Lee, of course, the son of the Hackney promoter in the National League back in England. In gate 2, the former world champion from the Soviet Union, Yuri Ivanov. In gate 3, from Austria, Anton Harold. And on the outside, in yellow, from Czechoslovakia, 21 years of age, Daniel Boash, who gave us some great entertainment in the first day of the Frankfurt quarter-final. He's in at gate number 4. So this is heat number 3. Starting marshal's happy. The green light goes on, and away they go, and it's Ivanov as expected, and Anton Harold who drive into bend number 1 and 2. It is Ivanov down the back straight. Anton Harold in second place. Daniel Boak, and now Lee Pavitt takes Daniel Boak for third place. So Lee Pavitt at the moment got third place, but now Boak comes back underneath him. 2 separate battles in heat number 3. Ivanov and Anton Harold for first and second, and Daniel Boash and Lee Pavitt for third and fourth. But Ivanov coming under pressure, which is a little bit of a surprise from the Austrian Anton Harold, who wasn't included in their World Team Cup side, which we saw earlier in the Screen Sport programmes in Tampere, Finland. But he's not that far behind the former world champion, with 1 lap to go. Must be said that Ivanov is holding on to that machine rather strangely. Of course, he took that terrible tumble in Frankfurt, and we wonder whether he is fully fit or not. But he's going to win if he can hold on. But Anton Harold's making a great effort, but Ivanov just holds on. In second place is Anton Harold. Third place is Daniel Boash, and young Lee Pavitt trails home in fourth place. So the former world champion, Yuri Ivanov, starts his challenge here in the semi-final with 3 points, but it must be said he had to work hard all the way. From second place, Anton Harold, who gets 2 points, and 1 for Daniel Boash. But just Yuri Ivanov wins heat number 3. So heat number 4, and they're in the red helmet colour. Fischer's tip for the top, you could say. Vitaly Ruskic, 27 years of age, from the Soviet Union. Really was in tremendous form in Frankfurt. He goes into gate number 1. Vladimir Sukhov from the Soviet Union, fellow countryman, is in blue in gate 2. Stanislav Dyk, the oldest competitor in this field, in white in gate 3. And our old friend from Finland, Orki Akko, in yellow and black, lifting up the 4. So this is heat number 4. Starting Marshal Laskin. Vladimir Sukhov to move slightly back. And we're now ready to commence. And away they go, and Ruskic to rise from the start. Sukhov is with him, Stanislav Dyk in third place, and Orki Akko now trying to make up ground on Stanislav Dyk. But Ruskic is already setting the pace here. As Orki Akko drives around Dyk, oh, very nearly comes to grief, just manages to hold on, or does he? It's very tight for third and fourth place. The 2 Russians in front at the moment, but now Dyk comes under Orki Akko. Ruskic is the leader, Sukhov in second place, Dyk third, and Akko back in fourth place with 2 laps gone. And Ruskic really carrying on here in Insel, where he left off in Frankfurt. He drove from the start as the tapes rose, and was already in a commanding lead as they went down the back straight on lap 1. So 1 more lap to go in heat number 4. Ruskic, Sukhov, Orko come through to third place over Stanislav Dyk. So around the final 2 bends of this 4th heat, It's going to be 3 points and 3 easy points for Vitaly Raskic from the Soviet Union. Vladimir Sukov, also from Soviet Union, in second place. Urkiako for Finland back in third. But Vitaly Raskic there, who is really setting his sights on Alma-Ata and possibly first place in 1989. Certainly starting off this semi-final in great form as he collects 3 points, 2 for Sukov and 1 for Urkiako, and that's heat number 4. So heat number 5, and they're going into gate number 1 in red is Finland's Urkiako on 1 point so far. In 2 is fellow countryman Peter Nebo. He's on 2 points, he's in blue in gate 2. In gate 3 from Czechoslovakia, in white, winner first time out, Bronislav Frank. And on the outside, very impressive in his first ride, Anton Harold from Austria. He's on 2 points. This is heat number 5. Takes rise and away they go, and it is the rider in blue who is Peter Nebo, gets to that first bend in front. Nebo in front, Urkiako in second place, so 1-2 for Finland at the moment. Anton Harold trying to make up ground on Ako. Now Urkiako putting Nebo under pressure and he's through. Urkiako through to first place. Urkiako from Finland in first place. Peter Nebo second. Anton Harold third. And Bronislav Frank, a winner first time out, is trailing in fourth place at the moment. So good news for good old Urkiako from Finland. If he can stay out of trouble, he could certainly do with some points to get a bit of confidence. Probably a bit of an underdog in this semi-final. Peter Nebo was my tip for qualifying, but he's currently in second place. But around the final 2 bends of heat number 5, it's going to be a win for the rider in red. It certainly is. Urkiako wins. Peter Nebo in second place. Anton Harold back in third place. So 1-2 for Finland. A good result for Scandinavia. But it's Urkiako in red who gets the 3 points, and he's on 4. He come from behind to take the checker flag from his fellow countryman Peter Nebo, who gets another 2 points, and he's on 4. And 1 for Anton Harold back in third place, and he's on 3. But it's still old Urkiako in red, who's the winner of heat number 5. So heat number 6, Vladimir Sukov in red going into gate number 1. Down is 33 years of age in the programme, but we somewhat question that. There he is, he's in gate number 1 in red. In gate number 2 in blue is Lee Pavitt. He's just 19 years of age and 0 first time out, but he's in with some great opposition in this semi-final. Done extremely well to get this far in the competition. Valery Ivanov in white going into gate number 3, Fowler in heat number 1, and Harold Baumann from Germany in yellow-black gate 4, out to get some points in heat number 6. And it is the rider in red, Vladimir Sukov, who gets to the first bend in front. Baumann and Valery Ivanov dicing for second place, but it's Ivanov now who is there. Baumann in third place has got to do all the hard work. Baumann now tries to come up underneath. Valery Ivanov fails to do it that way, but Sukov is in front. Now Baumann tries his challenge on Ivanov. Sukov is unaware of what's happening behind him. The battle really is for second and third place. Is Vladimir Sukov is well in front. Valery Ivanov just in second place. Now Baumann coming up the challenge. Baumann through to second place. Just listen to the German crowd go wild. Troutholm in third place in his first race. He desperately wants some out of this heat with 1 lap to go. The battle is lying for second and third place. Vladimir Sukov, oh my word, Ivanov very nearly comes to grief on that bend. Vladimir Sukov coming round to take the checker flag, but it's a dice for second and third place. It's just going to be Baumann. Ivanov back in third place, and Lee Pavitt trailing home in fourth. So a good win for Vladimir Sukov in heat number 6. He gets the 3 points and is now on 5. 2 points for Harold Baumann from Germany, he's now on 3. And 1 for Valery Ivanov, and he starts his account in this semi-final. But dear old Sukov, 33 years of age, he's the winner of heat number 6. Well, the battle of the 2 Russians in heat number 7. Yuri Ivanov, winner first time out, there in red going into gate number 1. Also winner first time out in gate 2 in blue is Vitaly Raskic. Isa Kotala from Finland in white, and Viktor Babarning, the 3rd Soviet Union rider in heat number 7, and this in gate number 4. Something's gotta give. And away they go, and it's Ruskic, yet again, who makes a good start from gate 2. In second place is Yuri Ivanov, but Ruskic down the back straight, he's got his nose in front. Ruskic sweeping around the outside of the bend. Ivanov is in second place. Isa Kutala is making up ground on Ivanov. Kutala desperately in need of points, a little bit unlucky to be excluded in his first race. But there's no doubt about the man in first place. Vitaly Ruskic, commanding lead. He's building up at the moment over his fellow countryman, Yuri Ivanov. And then stretched out back in third place is Isa Kutala. And yet again, Ruskic has won from the gate with one more lap to go. Electric from the start as the tapes rose. He was the first one to drop the clutch and he was away. So coming around the final 2 turns of heat number 7, it's going to be another good win for Vitaly Ruskic. Second place, Yuri Ivanov. In third place in white is Isa Kutala. And Babarning is back in fourth place. So first scalp goes to Vitaly Ruskic over the former world champion, Yuri Ivanov. And another 3 points for Ruskic. He's on 6. Ivanov is back on 5. And Isa Kutala with a single point opens this account here in this semi-final. But it's a good win for Vitaly Ruskic in heat number 7. So here we go then with heat number 8, and there in red, Helmut Weber from Germany. A great success for him in the opening race here in Insel. 3 points coming from the back over Eskil Jonsson, to the delight of the German crowd. 36 years of age, a great competitor and a great showman. He will be in gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. In gate 2 in blue from Sweden will be Eskil Jonsson, 2 points so far from his opening race. Gate 3 in white is Daniel Boash from Czechoslovakia, and on the outside in yellow and black, also from Czechoslovakia, is Stanislav Dijk. This is heat number 8. Starting marshals happy, the green light goes on, Boash pushes the tapes, back he goes, and away they go, and Boash gets a good start. Weber is left somewhat at the start. It's Boash and Stanislav Dijk. Dijk drives around the outside of the pack on the first turn. Eskil Jonsson back in fourth place at the moment, but now Weber makes his challenge around the outside of Boash. He's third to second place. Stanislav Dijk still in first place. Weber now second, Boash third, Jonsson fourth. Jonsson now comes up to challenge Boash, but all eyes are on the man in red, Helmut Weber, to try and get up ground on Stanislav Dijk, and Weber has done it again. 2 laps gone and Weber goes through to first place, to the delight of the crowd here in Insel. They've waited patiently for another German to do something. They had their delight in Frankfurt when we saw Harold Baumann. So in Insel, is it going to be the turn of Helmut Weber? Weber is clear down the back straight, as all of a sudden now Eskil Jonsson has come from nowhere to take second place over Stanislav Dijk. It's going to be a race to the checkered flag, but it's going to be Weber wins, Jonsson second, Stanislav Dijk is back in third place. But just listen to the roars of approval from the German fans. Is the rider there in red, Helmut Weber, does it again from the back. He gains 3 points in heat number 8. He's now on 6 and unbeaten after 2 rides. 2 for Eskil Jonsson, who's now on 4. And Stanislav Dijk gets a solitary point. But all eyes are on Helmut Weber, who wins heat number 8. Number 9, Harold Baumann from Germany, in the red helmet colour, looking 4 points in this one, currently on 3. And needs at least 2, shall we say, to be in with a pack at the interval stage here in this World Individual Ice Speedway semi-final in Insel. And just remind you that 8 riders go through. And it might not necessarily be the top 8, as I've already told you. It could well be the rider in 10th place goes through, because only 3 are allowed to go through from each country in the semi-final. The one in Deventer, the other semi-final, that's got 6 Russians and 5 Swedes, of which only 3 of those of each country can go through, so this one is not quite so bad all. Anyway, the full lineup: Harold Baumann, red; Stanislav Dyk, blue; Peter Nebo in white; and Yuri Ivanov, yellow and black. This is heat number 9. Away they go from the tapes, and Ivanov it is, and Baumann who gets to the first bend. It's Harold Baumann. Ivanov's down. Yuri Ivanov is down. We see him rise above the bales, and he's up and he's okay, but Ivanov there is down and will be excluded from the course, from the race in heat number 9, the rear run that is. Let's take another look at exactly what happened. Is the tapes go up on heat number 9. They get away from the start, and Ivanov it is who gets a fairly good start from gate number 4, but as they go into the first turn, he goes out wide, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and into the bales he goes, and out of contention of heat number 9. So the rerun of heat 9 without Yuri Ivanov in yellow, so 3 riders only. Harold Baumann, red, gate 1, Stanislav Dyk, blue, gate 2, and Peter Nebo, white, gate 3. Starting marshals happy. The green light's on, and away they go, and Baumann it is who gets another good gate. Baumann from gate 1 in red is in front of the moment. Dyk in second place, Nebo third. This is suddenly the Baumann we know is Dyk makes a challenge on the outside of him. You can't go to sleep in this standard in this semi-final stage. Baumann in first place, Dyk in second, now trying to come up the inside of Baumann. Nebo not that far behind in third place. You could really throw a blanket over all 3 of them. 2 laps gone. Baumann in front. Stanislav Dyk in second place, Nebo in third. Baumann now extending that lead slightly over Stanislav Dyk. Can Nebo mount a challenge on Dyk for the second place? 1 lap to go. Well, this is the time that the German fans start raising the roof. Down the back straight for the final time for Harold Baumann, and 3 points are surely his. As he comes out of the turn, he's going to take the checkered flag. He wins. Stanislav Dyk just holds on to second place, with Peter Nebo back in third. But all eyes are on the man there in blue, in red should I say, the winner, and the easy winner of heat number 9. 3 points to him, he's now on 6. 2 for Stanislav Dyk, he's now on 3, and 1 for Peter Nebo, he's on 5. But Harold Baumann the winner of heat number 9. So heat 10, and then white in gate 3, Vitaly Ruskic, currently unbeaten on 6 points. The opposition in this race in red is Daniel Boash, Czechoslovakia, in gate 1. Gate 2 also from Czechoslovakia, Bronislav Frank. Then Ruskic 3, and Valery Ivanov from the Soviet Union in yellow on the outside. At the moment the red lights are on because we've got our bike. Yuri Ivanov's from the crash in the previous race just been taken across the ice very, very carefully by a few of the starting marshals. So the full lineup for heat number 10, Daniel Boash, Czechoslovakia red, gate 1. Bronislav Frank, Czechoslovakia blue, gate 2. Vitaly Ruskic, currently unbeaten on 6 points, white, gate 3. And Valery Ivanov from the Soviet Union in yellow in gate number 4. This is heat number 10. Tapes rise and away they go, and Ruskic yet again drives from gate 3 and is in front at the moment. Boash in second place, Bronislav Frank overtaking Boash now for second place. Ruskic is though easily in front with 1 lap gone. Bronislav Frank come through to second place, and his fellow countryman in third place, Daniel Boash, nearly coming to grief on that bend, and now coming under pressure from Valery Ivanov for that valuable third place. But with 2 laps gone, it's way in front for Vitaly Ruskic. Still Frank in second place, gently manoeuvring the bends, and certainly at a different pace from the leader at the moment. Still Boash holding on to third place from Valery Ivanov, with 1 lap to go. Now Ivanov comes up to take Boash. Boash comes back at him. It's all happening at the back of the field. Boash just on the inside in red from Valery Ivanov. It's Ruskic who wins. In second place is Frank, and just on the line the rider in yellow and black, Valery Ivanov for the Soviet Union. Just on the line he grabs that third place. But another convincing win for Nikolai Nischenko from the Soviet Union. He will go into the interval stage here in Inzel on 9 points and unbeaten. And he's a convincing winner of heat number 10. Second place, Bronislav Frank, he's on 4. And 1 point for Valery Ivanov, he's on 2. That's heat number 10. So heat number 11, Eskil Jonsson, red, gate 1. Anton Harold, blue, gate 2. Victor Babarnin, white, gate 3. And Vladimir Sukhov in yellow, gate 4. The starting marshal's happy, the green light goes on. And away they go, first time. And we've lost Eskil Jonsson, who's left at the start. It's Sukhov who goes around the pack on the first and second turn, and he's in front of the moment. Anton Harold in second place. Babarnin back in third, and Eskil Jonsson a long way back in fourth place. Vladimir Sukhov with 1 lap gone in front. Anton Harold not that far behind in second place. And Victor Babarnin in third place for the solitary point at the moment. Well, we heard a bang from Jonsson's machine as the tapes rose, and sadly he was left at the start and out of contention at the moment. Unless something drastic happens to any of the riders in front of him, surely a duck in heat number 11 for the Swedish riders. And you have to hold your hat out to the Swedish rider, who was hopelessly last for 2.5 laps, but made up a lot of ground to Pet Babarnin on the last half a lap. So it's Sukhov who gets the 3 points, and he goes into the interval on 8. 2 points for Anton Harold, he's on 5, and Eskil Jonsson gets a solitary point, and he's on 5. But Vladimir Sukhov is the winner of heat number 11. So heat number 12, and the applause and the cheers ring round this Inzel Stadium. Is Helmut Weber currently unbeaten on 6 points. Comes into gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour. Orkiako, red, gate 1. Helmut Weber, blue, gate 2. Lee Pavitt, white, gate 3. And Isa Kutala, yellow and black, gate 4. This is heat number 12. Starting marshals now happy. We wait for the tapes to rise and see who it is who gets into that first turn. Lee Pavitt gets a great start from gate 3, but already Weber it is who set sail. And all of a sudden Orkiako is mounting a challenge, fades slightly there as they go into the bend. Kutala comes under Pavitt for third place, but it's Weber in first place at the moment. But Orkiako is mounting a challenge on the inside. The German fans going absolutely ecstatic. Banners waving, flags flying, and it's all happening here in heat number 12. Weber in first place, Orkiako second, Isa Kutala third, Lee Pavitt fourth. That's the way things are at the moment. It's Helmut Weber. He's setting sail for home. He's got just 1 more lap to go into the interval stage, unbeaten on 9 points. To tie at the moment with Nischenko from the Soviet Union. The crowd driving on. Isa Kutala mounting a challenge on Orkiako for second place, but Weber wins, and Kutala just grabs second place from Orkiako. But all eyes really are on the man in front. Helmut Weber, the veteran of German Ice Speedway. He collects 3 more points and goes into the interval on 9 points. 2 for Kutala, he's on 3, and 1 for Orkiako, who's on 5. And good old Helmut's done it again in heat number 12. So the interval now over, with 2 riders currently unbeaten. That's Helmut Weber from Germany and Nikolai Nischenko from the Soviet Union, both on 9 points. And 1 point behind them is Vladimir Sukhov. There he is in white in heat number 13. Isa Kutala, red, gate 1. Daniel Boash, blue, gate 2. Vladimir Sukhov, white, and Peter Nebo, yellow, black, heat 13, and away they go. There's Sukhov, who gets to the first bend in front. Sukhov from Boash, and Kutala in third place, and Nebo back in fourth place. So Vladimir Sukhov from the... Oh, Kutala manages to stay on, but loses third place. He's a road racer back in Finland as well, and he has a job to cope with 1 or 2 bends on the ice speedway. Sukhov's still in front by a long way from the rider in second place, who is Daniel Boash in blue, and then it's Peter Nebo in yellow in third place. So Sukhov currently on 8 points. He's looking pretty good here in Inzel as he takes the flag for 1 more lap to go. Still in second place is Boas, with Nebo back in third, mounting some sort of challenge, but it's going to be a special effort from Nebo. It's going to be an easy win for Sukov as he comes up. He takes the checker flag. Second place in blue is Boas. In third place in yellow and black is Peter Nebo. So Vladimir Sukov gets 3 more points from the Soviet Union. He's now on 11. 2 points for Daniel Boas. He's now on 3. And 1 for Peter Nebo. He's on 6. With the wiry old Ruski Sukov, he's the winner, and a good winner of heat number 13. So heat number 14 as the rain still pours down here in Inzel in its semi-final of the 1989 World Individual Ice Speedway Championship. Riders in search of points here. Valery Ivanov, red from the Soviet Union in gate number 1. Gate 2 in blue is Orgiako. He's on 5 points. Sweden's Eskil Jansson, he's also on 5 points. He's in white in gate 3. And Yuri Ivanov in yellow and black, he's on 5 points as well in gate number 4. So riders desperately trying to mount up some challenge to get amongst the top points in day 1 here in Inzel. So the green light goes on, and away they go, and it's a good start for Ivanov. Both the Ivanovs, Valery on the inside and Yuri on the outside, and it's Yuri down the back straight who's in front of the moment. Valery Ivanov, his brother, is in second place. Orkiako in third place, and Eskil Jansson now coming up to mount a challenge. He's through to third. Eskil Jansson through to third place in white. Now surely he can get after that younger Ivanov. He wants 2 points out of this one, but Orkiako's back at Eskil Jansson. Oh, Eskil Jansson! Oh, he's soft. His bike goes round in circles. He disappears into the bales, and we hope, fingers crossed, that Eskil Jansson's okay, but it looked very, very nasty indeed. No doubt to be excluded from the rerun of heat number 14, but we keep our fingers crossed that the only Swede in this round is okay and fit to continue. So the rerun of heat 14 with the exclusion of Eskil Jansson. Valery Ivanov, red, Orkiako blue, and Yuri Ivanov yellow and black as the bikes rev and away they go. And predictably it's the 2 Ivanovs who get to the first bend in front. Yuri Ivanov in yellow, Valery in second place, and Orkiako back in third. Well, Orkiako will be looking for 2 points out of this one. Young Ivanov hasn't been too impressive, although he did take a nasty tumble in the opening race. Orkiako now trying to drive around the outside of young Ivanov. Makes up a terrible amount of ground, but not quite enough. This time he drives again round the outside. Orkiako desperately looking for a gap through with 2 laps gone. Yuri Ivanov still in front. Now then, can Ako make it on this bend? No, he can't indeed. Valery is riding a very good line. His brother's not that far in front, whether he realises that his younger counterpart is in trouble. 1 lap to go. Yuri Ivanov in first place. Valery Ivanov second. Orgiako third, in that order down the back straight for the final time in heat 14. It's going to be Yuri, the former world champion, who gets to the checker flag. He wins. In second place is his brother Valery, and back in third place is Orkiako from Finland. So Yuri Ivanov, who was excluded for a fall in his previous heat, bounced back to form as he collects the 3, and he's on 8 points now after that win. His younger brother Valery, he's got 2 more points. He's now on 4. And 1 to Orkiako, he's now on 6. But Yuri Ivanov is a convincing winner of heat number 14. We wait for the tapes to rise in a crucial race for Stanislav Deakin-Red. He needs points to get among the minor places here in Inzel. And it is indeed the worry old Czech Stanislav Dick, who is in front down the back straight, 41 years of age. Reached the World Final last year, desperately wants to do it again. Second place in blue is Viktor Babarnin from the Soviet Union, with the rider in yellow and white, Bronislav Frank and Lee Pavitt dicing for the lead. It's just Frank holding on to third place at the moment. Lee Pavitt back in fourth place in white. But it's Stan the man from Czechoslovakia who's leading the pack at the moment. Desperately needed points out of this particular heat, heat number 15, with 1 lap to go. Stanislav Dick in front, Viktor Babarnin in second place, Bronislav Frank third, Lee Pavitt fourth. So we're down the back straight for the final time, and it does look as though Stan the man is going to get among the points now as he comes out. He's going to take the checker flag. He wins. Just on the line is Victor Babanin in second place. Bronislav Frank back in third place and Lee Pavitt in fourth. So the wiry old Czech Stanislav Dyk doubles his score with 3 points there. He's on 6. 2 points to Babanin. He's now on 3, and 1 for Frank. He's on 6. And Stanislav Dyk, the winner of heat 15. So heat 16, when the two unbeaten riders meet here in Insel, the crowd rise to Helmut Weber in white in gate 3, but it's Vitaly Ruskic in yellow that he's got to beat to remain unbeaten. Anton Harold in red, Harold Baumann in blue, Helmut Weber white, and Vitaly Ruskic in yellow. It really is a crucial heat of Speedway here in Insel. Heat 16. Getting awfully tense out there as Harold Baumann pushes the tapes. The starting marshal pulls him back, or pushes him back, should we say. And the rise, and it is Ruskic, and Weber is left. Weber is left, but it's a rider in red, Anton Harold at the moment in first place. Harold in first place, but Ruskic tries down the outside of him. Weber now to third place, Baumann fourth. But Ruskic is not having things all his own way in this one, but Weber's going to have to do it from the back yet again. Oh, Baumann very nearly comes to grief, but now Weber mounting a challenge on Anton Harold for the 2 points. It's Ruskic now, extends his lead in first place, but Weber comes through. Just listen to the crowd go crazy. Germans love a trier, and there's no doubt that Weber's just that. Ruskic is in first place, a commanding lead, but Weber has worked his way through the pack, and he'll be left wondering what would have happened if he could have got a good start out of the tapes. He was left for dead at the start. Round the final 2 bands of heat number 16, a crucial 16, but it's going to be a win for Vitaly Ruskic. Second place is Helmut Weber, in third place is Anton Harold, and a long way back is Harold Baumann in fourth place. So Ruskic gets the scalp in heat 16. He collects the 3 points as he's unbeaten on 12. But 2 points from the back means that Weber's on 11, and 1 point for Anton Harold, he's on 6. But Vitaly Ruskic still heads the pack after winning heat 16. So heat number 17, the last outing of day 1 for these 4 riders. In red, Peter Niebel from Finland, currently on 6 points. In blue, from Sweden, Esko Jonsson, currently on 5. In white, Vitaly Ruskic, top of the pack, unbeaten on 12. And Lee Pavitt in yellow, currently on 0 points. This is heat number 17. Takes rise and Jonsson is left again. And Ruskic drives from the tapes, as one would expect. Ruskic it is down the back straight. Niebel coming under pressure from Esko Jonsson, and Jonsson is through to second place. Took a nasty tumble in his previous outing, but he's in second place at the moment. Niebel third, and Lee Pavitt back in fourth place. But Ruskic really is in a class of his own here in Insel, and barring any unforeseen accident, he's going to end day 1 on a maximum. 2 laps gone, and he is drawing clear of the pack. Jonsson just holding on to second place from Peter Niebel, who's in third, and Pavitt back in fourth. Ruskic driving round the bends. Esko Jonsson still just holding on. That's really where the battle lies. Ruskic is way in front. His engine's sounding good, he's feeling good, and who can blame him? He's going to end day 1 on 15. He wins! Vitaly Ruskic the champ. Second place is Esko Jonsson. In third place in red is Peter Niebel. But there he is, the champ of day 1 on 15 points, and unbeaten after 5 rides. Vitaly Ruskic from the Soviet Union. In second place, Esko Jonsson, he'll be pleased with that. He ends day 1 on 7. And Peter Niebel also ends day 1 on 7. But the man they've all got to beat is that rider in white, Vitaly Ruskic. So heat number 18, and going into gate number 1 in red is Austria's Anton Harold. Quite a surprise merchant on day 1, currently on 6 points. He'd be quite happy with that, no doubt. Valeri Ivanov in blue is in gate 2, he's on 4 points. Isa Kutala from Finland coming into gate 3 in white, he's on 3 points. And Stanislav Dyk in yellow, he's on 6 points. He moves in to gate number 4. That's the lineup for heat number 18 as you wait for the green light to come on. On it does, and the tapes rise, and away they go. Stanislav Dyk gets a good start, as does Anton Harold. It's Anton Harold just in first place from Stanislav Dyk. Valery Ivanov in third place, and Isa Kutala in fourth. So with one lap gone, Anton Harold from Austria, who is doing exceedingly well, thank you, as the crowd applaud. The Austrian boulder is just up the road, and they'll be giving him much encouragement. Their own riders are doing very well, so let's cheer on somebody very close, and that's Anton Harold from Austria. Stanislav Dyk coming under a bit of pressure from Valery Ivanov, and sadly Isa Kutala from Finland way back in fourth place and out of contention in this heat. Oh, but Anton Harold very nearly coming to grief, just awfully wide, and just as we thought he had 3 points in the bag, it's Stanislav Dyk who says thank you very much, sir, drifts through to first place. Valery Ivanov says thank you as well, and he's going to get the 2 points. Stanislav Dyk wins. Valery Ivanov holds on to second place, and Anton Harold bangs his fist on the handlebars in sheer disgust at himself as he drifted wide on that third and fourth bend of lap 3, and he must be wondering what happened. But there we are, it's 3 points to Stanislav Dyk, and he ends up on 9 points in day 1. 2 for Valery Ivanov, he's on 6, and Anton Harold gets a solitary point, and he's on 7. So Stan the Man, the winner of heat 18. So heat number 19, and they're in red in gate 1, Victor Babarning, currently on 3 points and perhaps a little bit of contention, but no doubt looking for points in his final outing. He's in red gate 1. Daniel Boash from Czechoslovakia also on 3 points in blue gate 2. Orkiako, Finland on 6 points in white gate 3, and Harold Baumann, yellow, on 6 points in gate 4. Heat 19. Getting awfully tense out there, his riders desperately looking for points. Baumann is the last one to leave the tapes. He's going to have to do the work from the back. It's Victor Babarning in first place. Orkiako now trying to catch him down the back straight. Nearly collides. Baumann comes underneath Boash to get the third place at the moment, but Victor Babarning it is, with 1 lap gone, is in front. Orkiako going to go around the outside of him, is taken very wide by Babarning, and that brings Baumann to the forefront in his second place. Orkiako coming back now. There's not a lot between all three of them. Baumann it is for Germany, who goes through in the first place, and just listen to the crowd roar. Babarning holding on desperately in second place, but now Orkiako has found a bit of speed. Just can't get through on Babarning. Trying the outside line. Babarning's still there. Baumann is clear in first place. Now Orkiako will try the inside line on Babarning. You're going to have to try that one, Urki, to try and get through. Babarning hold on, but Urki now trying the outside. Cutting back on the inside, it's going to be a race to line. Baumann wins, and just it is Babarning who holds on. My word, a great scrap in heat number 19. The German crowd go wild as their man Harold Baumann gets the 3 points and ends day 1 on 9, and he's quite satisfied with that, no doubt. 2 points to Victor Babarning from the Soviet Union, he's on 5, and Orkiako just failed to get through, so he ends up on 7 points. But the German crowd go wild as Baumann ends day 1 with a victory in heat 19. So the final heat on day 1 of this semi-final of the 1989 World Individual Ice Speedway Championship, coming to you from Insel in Germany, the Bavarian Alps. The full lineup for this heat: in red is Bronislav Frank, in blue Valdemir Sukov, in white is Yuri Ivanov, and yellow Helmut Weber, and Sukov and Weber on 11 points, and Ivanov on 8. And it could be a cracker to finish day 1. Sukov it is who gets to the first bend in front. Second place is Ivanov, Weber third, and Frank back in fourth place. Ivanov now coming up to challenge Sukov. Ivanov now takes the lead. Ivanov it is who's through to first place just, but Sukov comes back at him. Weber in third, not that far behind. Weber has got to do something special to try and split this Russian pair. Is Ivanov in first place, Sukov second. Now Weber coming up to mount his challenge. Weber coming up to mount his challenge. Sukov in second place. It's got to be where Weber is going to go underneath him if he can. Still it is Sukov holding on to second place. Ivanov in first place. Sukov second. Weber now coming up again. 1 lap to go in heat number 20. Yuri Ivanov. Now Weber coming underneath Sukov to the right. The crowd can't do it. My word, he has tried. I think he's lost his challenge now as they come round the final two bends, but he has tried. It's shot even off that wins. Vladimir Sukhov in second place, and Helmut Weber back in third. The German crowd applaud, but it's even off who wins, and those 3 points means he ends stage one on 11 points. 2 for Sukhov, he's on 13, and 1 for Weber, he's on 12. But it's Yuri Ivanov that bounced back with a win, and he's the winner of the final heat, heat number 20. So at the end of day one here in Insel in this 1989 semi-final stage of the World Ice Individual Championship, the scoreboard is as follows. Vitaly Rushkic from the Soviet Union is unbeaten after 5 rides, he's on 15 points. Vladimir Sukhov, also from the Soviet Union, he's on 13 points and in second place. And to the delight of the home crowd, it's Helmut Weber from Germany, who's in third place, currently on 12 points. So that's day one. Do join us for day two tomorrow. And tomorrow we do it all over again. Day two of this 1989 World Individual Ice Speedway semi-final here in Insel in the German Bavarian Alps. Our 4 riders currently on double-figure scores who must be looking for a place in that world final in Alma-Ata. Then there's 4 riders on 7 points who are looking for one of the minor places, and 2 riders on 9 points. That's Stanislav Dieck from Czechoslovakia and the German rider Harold Baumann. Harold is joining me on the ice. Harold, 9 points from day one. Pleased with that?
Yes.
And are you confident of getting through to the world final in Alma-Ata?
Today I hope so, yes.
How many points do you think you will need today to be safe to go through?
Today, on Sunday, maybe 9. That's right.
Now, you are driving very good this season. Why is that?
Yes, I was 3 weeks in Sweden for training and practice, and it was good for me. It was a good time. I have very good learning in Sweden, and I drive this year the first time in the Swedish Lager clubs, and I have good race in Sweden, and I've been very happy for this.
Your fellow countryman Helmut Weber, he drove very good on day one.
Yeah. He's not so fast today, but because he was in Frankfurt, not so really good. But today it's very, very fast.
Can we expect 2 German riders through to Alma-Ata?
Yes, I hope so.
Well, there we are, the views of Harold Baumann, and good luck to him and Helmut Weber on their home country, their home soil. Well, that's enough from me. Now let's go straight into the action with heat number 21. Victor Babarning, they're in red from the Soviet Union, going into gate number 1. He's on 5 points at the moment, and Deshman needs quite a few more to get through to the final in his home country. Harold Baumann is in blue from Germany, their great hope. In white is Eskil Jonsson, and in yellow from Great Britain is Lee Pavitt. This is the opening race on day 2 of this World Individual Ice Speedway semi-final from Insel in the German Bavarian Alps. The riders being called into the start line. We wait for the start to go on, the green light that is. And away they go, and Babarning from gate number 1 it is, who gets a great start. Baumann trying to come up now around the outside of him, but Babarning in front at the moment. Baumann in second place, Jonsson in third, and Pavitt coming up to take Jonsson. Lee Pavitt in third place at the moment, but it's getting awfully close out there with 1 lap gone. It's still Victor Babarning for the Soviet Union, just from Baumann, but now Eskil Jonsson coming up to mount a challenge on Baumann, and now Baumann comes up to mount a challenge on Babarning. Oh, it's getting very close in this opening race. 2 laps gone, and Babarning just from Harold Baumann. Eskil Jonsson in third place. Lee Pavitt back in fourth, but he's not that far behind. But now Baumann mounts his challenge on Babarning. Just listen to the crowd go wild as Baumann gets to the front, and Jonsson comes through to join him. So with 1 lap to go here in heat 21, it's all happening. Ice Speedway at its most spectacular, and none more so than that rider in blue from Germany. Now you just listen to the crowd as he wins heat 21. Eskil Jonsson holds on for the 2 points in second place. Victor Babarning, the early pacemaker, has to settle with just the 1 point. Jonsson and Baumann acknowledge each other down the back straight. But Harold Baumann now goes on to 12 points and must surely be confident of a world final appearance. Eskil Jonsson moves on to 9, and Babarning goes on to 6. But it's a great win from the back from the rider in blue, Harold Baumann from Germany in heat 21. So heat 22 features 2 riders in the top 3. In red is Helmut Weber from Germany, currently on 12 points. He will be going into gate number 1. Certainly in superb form in day 1, coming from the back on several occasions. Weber goes into gate 1. The opposition in gate 2 in blue, Daniel Boash from Czechoslovakia. He's on 3 points. In white, Stanislav Dyk, Czechoslovakia, goes into gate 3. He's on 9 points. And the current leader in yellow in gate 4, Vitaly Ruskic, there he is, on 15 points at the moment. This is heat 22. The bikes rev, the tapes rise. Ruskic it is, who gets an absolute dream start from gate 4. Drives round the pack on the first and second bend. Weber was left again, but he's overtaken Stanislav Dyk. Now coming up, the pressurising go through to second place. Weber coming from the back as he's done so often in this semi-final. For my word, he's got to make up a lot of ground on Ruskic. Ruskic in yellow in first place, Weber in red in second place, and Daniel Boash, who's getting some pressure from Stanislav Dyk for that valuable third spot. 2 laps gone. I must think that Vitaly Ruskic, along with our dear old friend from Finland, Jarmo Hirvosoja, the two of the riders that get down so low on the ice when they swoop around those bends. He really is a picture to watch. 27-year-old Vitaly Ruskic, third in the world in 1987 in Berlin, and a member of their World Team Cup winning squad in Grenoble last year, coming around to take the checker flag to win heat number 22. The Ruskic wins. Second place is Weber. In third place is Boash. That's the way they finish. So some support for Weber, although I'd love to have seen him got the 3 points out of that race, but it's not to be. Vitaly Ruskic carrying on where he finished off day 1 with 3 more points. He's now on 18, 2 for Weber, he's on 14, and 1 for Boash, he's now on 4. But Vitaly Ruskic, the winner of heat 22. So heat 23, Valery Ivanov, red, gate 1 on 6 points. Peter Nebo, blue, on 7 points in gate 2. Vladimir Sukhov in white on 13 points in gate 3, and in yellow, Orchiako in gate 4 on 7 points. Heat 23. Very tense out there, but it's Nebo gets a good gate from gate 2. Peter Nebo from Finland. But in red, it is Valery Ivanov who comes underneath him, and Sukhov overtakes Nebo as well down the back straight. So the young Ivanov is doing pretty well in heat number 23. He was a faller in his first ride on day 1, you may remember, which must have affected him somewhat. Nebo now gone back to 4th place, and now all of a sudden Yellow Orchiako coming up to challenge Sukhov. So with 2 laps gone, Orchiako comes through to 2nd place for Finland. Then Sukhov drives down the outside of him. Orchiako back underneath him. My word, it's great ice speedway in 23. But Ivanov still in 1st place as they come up to take the flag for 1 more lap. Sukhov trying hard to come out to follow his countryman home, but Orchiako is in between the 2 of them at the moment. Down the back straight for the final time. This will put Valery Ivanov back in contention. Is this a race to the checker flag? It's Valery Ivanov who gets it just. Orchiako holds on to 2nd place. Vladimir Sukhov holds on to 3rd place. So 3 points to the young Ivanov. That puts him on 9 and back in contention. 2 points to Orchiako, he's on 9. And 1 to Sukhov, he's on 14. But all of a sudden, that younger Ivanov is back in the picture after being out of contention for day 1. He's the winner of heat 23. Well, I'm sure you enjoyed that, sawing a frame in half. Let's take a look at the full lineup for heat 24. Bronislav Frank in red, gate 1. Isa Kutula, blue, gate 2. Yuri Ivanov, white, gate 3. And Anton Harold, yellow, gate 4, heat 24. Frank pushes the tapes. He has to go back. He's now back. Starting marshal. Oh, and terrible things happening. Really, that starting marshal should not have come on to the circuit, and the tapes are broke. So a momentary lapse in heat 24, but that starting marshal there, the one by the straw bales, was desperately lucky not to get taken with him as Bronislav Frank sent himself away from the start. So the rerun then of heat number 24. Bronislav Frank, gate 1. Isa Kudala, gate 2. Yuri Ivanov, gate 3. And Anton Harold, gate 4. The tapes rise and away they go, and it is Ivanov and Bronislav Frank. Ivanov goes very wide and Kutula comes underneath him. So Kutula at the moment in second place. Bronislav Frank first. Kutula second, but now Ivanov going around Kutula on the third and fourth bend. With 1 lap gone, it's just Kutula still holding on to second place. Anton Harold back in fourth. Oh, Kutula very nearly comes to grief there, which gives Ivanov the incentive to go into second place and set sail for Bronislav Frank. Kutula is all over the place in third place. Bronislav Frank still holding on to the 3 points at the moment. Can he maintain that? Ivanov, second place. Now Anton Harold coming up to put some pressure on Ita Kutula for third place. Well, to be fair, this isn't the odd Ivanov that we knew so well in 1988. He took a nasty tumble in Frankfurt. It must have affected his confidence somewhat. But he's now making a serious challenge on Bronislav Frank. Is he going to have a race to the line? But Frank's going to hold on. Yes, he does. Jon Ivanov is in second place. Kutula holds on to third. So Bronislav Frank, the winner of Heat 24, he now moves on to 9 points. 2 for Jon Ivanov, which puts him on to 13, and 1 to Isa Kutula, which puts him on to 4 points. But that wiry old Czech, Bronislav Frank, is the winner, and 3 points to him in Heat number 24. So heat number 25, Anton Harold from Austria on 7 points going into gate number 1. Victor Babarning from the Soviet Union, he's in blue, gate 2, he's on 6 points. Helmut Weber from Germany in white going into gate 3, he's on 14. The same is Vladimir Sukov, who's in yellow in gate 4. Heat 25. Green lights on, and away they go, and Weber is left again. German fans really are cursing their luck, because Weber has done all his hard work from the back, and we wonder what would have happened if he could have made the start. Sukov it is in front. Pearl in second place, but now Weber driving around Babarning, and he's setting sight for Anton Harold. Helmut Weber trying to get around the outside of Anton Harold from Austria, not doing so in that bend, and all that time it's Sukov who's extending his lead in front. Vladimir Sukov from the Soviet Union, but now Weber is through to second place to the delight of the crowd. By where they are driving home in this semi-final. Now, can he do anything with just over a lap to go? He's got to make up a considerable amount of ground. Sukov it is in first place. Weber second, Pearl third, Babarning fourth. We're all very nearly coming to grief there. I think too much to ask now, Helmut Weber to get the first place. It's going to be Vladimir Sukov who comes out to take the checker flag. He wins Heat 25. Helmut Weber's in second place, and just on the line is Anton Harold for the third spot. But there we are, Sukov gets the 3 points, so he now moves on to 17. Weber 2 points, he's on 16, and 1 to Anton Harold, who's on 8 points. But Weber having to do all the work from the back again. Thrill merchant here in Insel, but just fails to get to that checker flag in first place. It's Sukov who wins Heat 25. Well, there we have in white Harold Baumann from Germany, currently on 12 points, and it's fair to say looking pretty set for a world final appearance. A debut for him. As we heard earlier, some training in Scandinavia certainly worked wonders for this German rider. Well, he'll go into gate number 3 in heat number 26. The opposition, Isa Kutula, is in red from Finland on 4 points. He will go into gate number 1. Valery Ivanov is in blue in gate 2. Come back into the reckoning after his win in his first ride on day 2. He's on 9 points. Baumann in white, gate 3. And Stanislav Dijk from Czechoslovakia on 9 points in gate 4. This is heat 26. Leg tries and Baumann is left. Dijk gets a good one. Valery Ivanov is also there, as is Kutula. Kutula it is who gets to the front. Isa Kutula from Finland. Baumann is back in 4th place, and he's going to have to do some work to get up amongst the points. Valery Ivanov is in 2nd place now. Baumann takes Stanislav Dijk. And all of a sudden the pressure is back on Stanislav. He hasn't picked up a point so far in day 2. And Kutula coming under pressure from Valery Ivanov. Can Baumann make up any ground with 2 laps to go? Kutula very nearly comes to grief. Valery Ivanov can't make up any ground, but one more mistake and surely he'll be through. Kutula gets a little bit erratic as it gets to the end of a race, but with 1 lap to go, Kutula's in front. Valery Ivanov in 2nd place, trying the outside line. Baumann back in third place, trying to make up some ground. The German crowd eagerly trying to push him through. Kutula now coming under pressure from Ivanov. It's going to be a race to the line. It's going to get there. It's just Ivanov by the nose. It's the Russian rider. Valery Ivanov leaves it to the final bend and the race to the line to get the 3 points. In second place is Isa Kutula. However, Baumann is have to be satisfied with third place. So all of a sudden, Valery Ivanov has come back into the reckoning. 3 points puts him on 12. 2 for Kutula, he's on 6. And Baumann, the 1 point, he's on 13. But young baby Ivanov is back in the reckoning as he wins heat 26. So heat number 27, and there in red, Peter Nebo from Finland. On 7 points at the moment. Desperately needs some points to get up. 0 in heat number 23 has put a bit of pressure on the Finnish rider, of course, a member of their World Team Cup squad we saw recently in Tampere. He's in red going into gate number 1. Bronislav Frank, gate 2 in blue, winner of his first race in day 2. Daniel Boash, white, gate 3, and Eskil Jonsson in yellow and black in gate 4 on 9 points. This is heat number 27. Sergeant Marshall calling in Eskil Jonsson a little bit closer. Bronislav Frank and Jonsson both on 9 and Peter Nebo on 7. If the green light goes on, away they go, and Boash and Nebo and Jonsson all get the good start, but Jonsson is pushed very wide, and it is Peter Nebo who's in front at the moment. Nebo in front, Bronislav Frank in second place, Jonsson coming up underneath, Daniel Boash for third place, with 1 lap gone. Peter Nebo leads. Bronislav Frank second, Eskil Jonsson third. Jonsson riding with 2 broken ribs, and it is really fair to say putting in a brave effort. But it is Peter Nebo from Finland who really does need these 3 points. Orkiako, his fellow countryman, is doing pretty well in this semi-final, but Isa Kutula not too well, so Peter Nebo desperately trying to get into that world final. 1 lap to go. Peter Nebo down the back straight for the final time, just in front of Bronislav Frank. Then a long, long way back in third place is Eskil Jonsson for Sweden. Around the final 2 bends and a race to the checker flag. It's a win for Nebo. Frank in second place and just Eskil Jonsson holding on to that vital third place. So Peter Nebo back in the reckoning with 3 points. He's now on 10. 2 for Bronislav Frank, he's now on 11. And 1 for Eskil Jonsson, who's also on 10 points. But Peter Nebo will be thankful of getting those points in heat 27. Convincing winner, Peter Nebo, Finland, in heat 27. So heat number 28, and going into gate number 1 in red from Great Britain is Lee Pavitt. Finding life very, very hard, it's fair to say, in this semi-final, but he's done remarkably well to get this far in the competition. He goes into gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. Coming into gate number 2 will be Vitaly Ruskic, the current leader on 18 points. He will be in gate 2 in blue helmet colour. White, gate 3, is Orkiako from Finland. Good race in his opener on day 2. He's on 9 points. And on the outside, Yuri Ivanov in yellow. He's on 13 points. So really fair to say, I think it will be a battle of the 2 Soviet Union riders in this one. Blue, Ruskic, yellow, Ivanov. Heat 28. Away they go, and Ivanov it is who gets to the first bend in front, but Ruskic drives underneath him, and Ivanov moves out wide. Ruskic really in tremendous form. Ivanov in second place, Orkiako just ahead of Lee Pavitt for third place at the moment. But it was Ruskic who drove underneath Ivanov as they went into the first bend, and to be fair, Ivanov just did go out slightly wide. Now Ruskic is standing in the lead, and my word, he's looking every bit a winner here in Inzo. 2 laps gone, it's Vitaly Ruskic, Yuri Ivanov, Orkiako, Lee Pavitt in that order. And pretty well stretched now. Ruskic, who we saw in Frankfurt, dropped just 3 points with an engine failure. So it's fair to say that at the moment he's still unbeaten by an opponent. And who's to say he won't go through the card here in the Bavarian Alps. Coming around to take the checker flag for 3 more points. Vitaly Ruskic from the Soviet Union, he wins heat 28. Yuri Ivanov is in second place. Orkiako from Finland in third, and Lee Pavitt in fourth place. So he's just carrying on where he left off in day 1. 3 points to Ruskic, he's now on 21. 2 for Ivanov, he's on 15. And 1 for Orkiako, he's now on 10. But who's going to stop this man in blue, Vitaly Ruskic, here in Inzo? I can't see anybody doing it. He's the winner of heat 28.
April, internationales Radbahnrennen in Plattling. Hier geht es den Preis der Stadt Plattling. Dann am 1. Mai Silberner Schwammerling-Rennen in Dingelking.
So heat number 29, there in yellow and black is Finland's Peter Nebo, currently on 10 points after a win in his previous heat. The opposition in this one across the line, Stanislav Dijk, no points so far today, he's still on 9, he's in gate 1 in red. Got even off on 15 points in blue, gate 2, and Victor Babarning in white in gate number 3, he's on 6 points. So Stanislav Dijk red, 9 points, you're even off blue, 15, Victor Babarning, white 6, and Peter Nebo, yellow and black on 10, heat 29. Away they go, straight away it is, and Nebo is who drives around the outside, but then drifts very wide. It's Stanislav Dijk on the inside, who's in first place at the moment. You're even off in second place, Babarn in third, Nebo in fourth place. Well, Stan hasn't scored a point so far on day 2. You could say he's a bit desperate for some points. Even off in second place, Babarn in third, and then Peter Nebo, a winner last time out, trailing in fourth place at the moment. But the oldest man in the field from Czechoslovakia, Stanislav Dijk now coming under pressure from Yuri Ivanov, who goes through on the inside. Ivanov goes through, Dijk is still in second place, Babarn very, very nearly T-bones him, coming out of that bend, is in third place and Nebo back and forth. 1 lap to go. You're even off, drawing clear of the pack down the back straight for the final time in heat number 29. Stan the man, Dijk in second place, Victor Babarning third and Nebo fourth. But it's, oh my word, they all overtake Dijk to the line. Peter Nebo gets second place, and Babarning gets third, and poor old Stanislav Dijk is back in fourth place. Well, what happened there coming out the final turn? Well, no doubt about the winner, that's Yuri Ivanov, and that puts him through onto 18 points and clear of his brother, who was putting him under some considerable pressure in this tournament. Just remember that only 3 Russians can go through, and it's Yuri Ivanov who wins heat number 29. So heat number 30, and something for the German fans to cheer here, because Helmut Weber is in blue, he goes into gate number 2, and Harold Baumann is in yellow in gate 4. The full lineup: Orkiako red, gate 1, Helmut Weber blue, gate 2, Bronislav Frank white, gate 3, and Harold Baumann yellow, gate 4. This is heat number 30. Starter marshal's happy, the green light goes on, and away they go, and Baumann gets a good start from gate number 4. Baumann is, oh, then he goes very, very wide. Baumann goes very wide, and it's now back in fourth place. Finland's Orkiako is in first place. Bronislav Frank second. Harold Baumann third, and Weber seems to have mechanical problems, but now he's going again. But Finland's Orkiako has said thank you to that first bend medley, and he's clear at the moment, but Bronislav Frank from Czechoslovakia is putting him under pressure. 2 laps gone, and Frank comes up alongside Orkiako and takes the lead. Frank in first place, but now Ako comes back underneath him. The lead change in hands twice there as Helmut Weber pulls up with engine problems. So with 1 more lap to go in an eventful heat number 30, it's Finland Orkiako in first place. In second place from Czechoslovakia is Bronislav Frank, and Harold Baumann out of contention, but in third place, and will be thankful for the 1 point. So it's going to be a race to the line, but it's going to be Finland. Orkiako takes the checker flag. Bronislav Frank is in second place, and Harold Baumann from Germany back in third. So our dear old friend from Finland, Orkiako, gets 3 points. He's now on 13. Bronislav Frank, the 2 points, he's now on 13 as well. And Harold Baumann with 1 solitary point, he's on 14. And dear old Helmut Weber with engine problems remains on 16 points. But a good win, and a convincing win for the rider there in red, Finland Orkiako in heat number 30. So heat number 31, and coming into gate 2 in blue, Vladimir Sukhov, currently on 17 points from the Soviet Union. A big test for him, because alongside him in white is the current leader, fellow countryman, and Paddy Ruskic, who's on 21 points, and in superb form throughout the course of the semi-final in Insel. Eskil Jonsson is from Sweden. He will go into gate number 1, currently on 10 points, and with 2 broken ribs, he's struggling a bit to get to the final in Almaty. So the full lineup across the gate: Eskil Jonsson red, gate 1, Vladimir Sukhov blue, gate 2, Vitaly Ruskic, white, gate 3, and Isa Kutala, yellow and black, gate 4, heat 31. The tapes rise, and it is Sukov who gets to the first bend in front. Sukov just in front of Ruskic. Now Ruskic will have to come from the back, and this will be a test of his character in heat number 31. Sukov in first place, Ruskic now cutting back on him. Kutala in third place, and Jonsson back in fourth place at the moment. So it could be the end for Esko Jonsson, a very, very brave attempt to try and get some points. But it's Sukov still in front from Ruskic. Now mounting a challenge on the inside, and Ruskic is through with 2 laps gone. By this time, and the 27-year-old Soviet Union rider comes through with graceful ease and already takes quite a substantial lead over his fellow countryman Sukov with 1 lap to go. Now the battle for third place is Jonsson overtakes Kutala for the vital 1 point, which could give him a brave chance of getting through to Almaty, but now Kutala coming back underneath Jonsson. That's where the race is. Ruskic comes up to take the checker flag. Sukov is in second place, but a race to the line, and it's just Kutala that holds on to third place. So Esko Jonsson, a brave attempt. That could be his final fling at a world final attempt in '89. But a convincing win from the back this time for the rider in white from the Soviet Union. Vitaly Ruskic, 3 points to him, he's on 24, 2 for Sukov, he's on 19, and 1 for Kutala, who's on 7. But a good win for Vitaly Ruskic in heat 31. So heat number 32, the one before the interval here in Inzul on day 2 of this Road Individual Ice Speedway semi-final. Just to remind you that 8 riders go through, and with 5 riders from the Soviet Union, only 3 of those can go through. So it could be the man who finishes in 10th place, in actual fact, does go through to Almaty. We'll fill you in a little bit later on who those are. But heat number 32 is Daniel Boash, red, gate 1, the Pavitt blue, gate 2, Anton Harold, white, gate 3, and Valery Ivanov in yellow, gate 4, heat 32. And Valery Ivanov it is who drives across the pack. Oh, very brave first turn by young Ivanov, but now Daniel Borash from Czechoslovakia comes underneath him to take him. Anton Harold back in third place, Lee Pavitt fourth. So it's Boash at the moment from Czechoslovakia. Valery Ivanov in second place. Anton Harold trying desperately to make up ground on those leading 2. And Lee Pavitt now well back in fourth place. Now Ivanov comes up alongside Boash and takes the lead. Young Ivanov is through into first place. A good ride from him, putting the pressure on his brother, because his brother is just 3 points in front of him at the moment. And those 2 are way behind Sukov and Ruskic, and only one of those 2 can go through to Almaty. So Valery, with 1 lap to go, is putting pressure on his older brother. Daniel Boash still in second place, Anton Harold in third, and Lee Pavitt out of contention in fourth place. So around the final 2 bends of heat number 32, and it's going to be a good win from the back for Valery Ivanov from the Soviet Union. Second place, Daniel Boash. In third place, Anton Harold from Austria. So Valery Ivanov now on 15 points. A good win. 2 points for Boash in second place. He's on 6, and 1 for Anton Harold. He's on 9 and still looking for a place in that world final. But Valery Ivanov proving how successful he's been in previous rounds as he comes from the back to take the checker flag in heat number 32. Sidecar race, 2 of them. The delight of the German crowds really clapping them as they go around the stadium. Sensational stuff. We saw a pair of them recently in the Swiss Open Championship in Untitled Chapter. We've got a pair of them even doing wheelies for the crowd down the back straight. Really good stuff, really entertaining the crowd, and that's one thing about the German organisation on the ice speedway scenes. They really do know how to present a meeting properly, thoroughly, so the fans are entertained throughout the interval stage. First class. So heat number 33, the first one after the interval here on day 2 in Inzul. And there we see in red Viktor Babarnin, currently on 7 points, and perhaps a little bit too much to expect him now to get through to the world final in his home country. But tremendous character and one we'll remember with fond memories of Frankfurt in 1988. But he's in gate 1 in red. Gate 2 in blue is Finland Orkiako, currently on 13 points and looking pretty good. Iso Kutula, also from Finland, is in white on 7 points, and Daniel Boash in yellow on 6 points. Heat 33. Oh, and Boash goes into the tapes and is pulled back, as is Kutula. It's very difficult to pull those machines back on ice. Urkiako being asked to go back as well. Now the starting marshal's happy, and away they go, and Urkiako gets a good start, but lives slightly. And it's Bavarnin who gets to the first bend in front. Urkiako driving round the outside of him, can't just do it. Iso Kutula in 3rd place, and Boash in 4th place, trying to drive round the 3rd and 4th turn. But it's Bavarnin's still in 1st place. Now Kutula coming up to challenge Urkiako, and Kutula's through to 2nd place. Urkiako now coming under pressure from Boash, who takes 3rd place from him. So all of a sudden Urkiako has gone to 2nd to 4th. Now he comes back underneath them again. My word, there's not a lot between all 4 of these riders. Boash now mounting a challenge around the outside of both the Finns. And is he through? Not quite. It's getting awfully close out there. Still Bavarnin in 1st place. He's not really sure what's happening behind him with 1 lap to go. But Kutula comes through to 2nd place. Urkiako 3rd. And Boash in 4th place, but now Urkiako drives underneath Kutula. And Boash is back in 4th place, but now trying again to keep Kutula. He does so as well. But Bavarnin wins. Urkiako 2nd, and Boash is 3rd after dicing with Kutula on the 3rd and 4th turn of the last lap. Victor Bavarnin gets 3 points there. He's on 10 points. Urkiako on 2. He goes on to 15, and 1 for Boash, who ends up on 7 points after that dash to the line. But it's Victor Bavarnin who wins heat number 33 from the Soviet Union. Heat number 34, and they're going into gate 4 is Vitaly Drskic, 24 points. His opponents in this race, in white is Peter Nebel, he's on 12 points. In blue is Anton Harold from Austria, he's on 9 points. And in red in gate 1 is Harold Baumann from Germany on 14 points. Let's watch Drskic out of the start in heat 34. And away they go, and he really is seconds faster than the other pack. He squeaks around the outside. Baumann is in 2nd place, to the delight of the German crowd. Nebel just in 3rd, and Anton Harold in 4th place. Drskic again, a great start from the tapes. With 1 lap go, he's in front. Baumann in 2nd place, but coming under pressure from Peter Nebel from Finland. Nebel now making up ground on Baumann. The crowd roaring on Baumann for 2 more points, which would put him on 16, and surely there, but now comes Nebel through to take him. Nebel's through to 2nd place, Baumann in 3rd, and Anton Harold back in 4th place. The battle really for 2nd and 3rd place. Vitaly Drskic has got another race sewn up with 1 lap to go. Nebel is in 2nd place just from Baumann. This would put Baumann on 15, and he's going to have to sweat on things slightly. But around the final 2 bends of 34, it's another easy, convincing win for Vitaly Drskic. 2nd place, Peter Nebel. 3rd place, Harold Baumann, in that order, and Anton Harold back in 4th place. So Vitaly Drskic goes on to 27 points. Peter Nebel goes on to 14, and Harold Baumann on to 15. But on 27 points, and with 1 race to go, is Vitaly Drskic going to go through the card here in Innsbruck? We'll wait and see. He's a winner of heat 34. Well, heat number 35, and certainly this rider in red is under a little bit of pressure to get to the World Final itself. Yuri Ivanov currently on 18 points, but he's against his brother in this race, who's in white. Valery Ivanov, who's on 15, and Helmut Weber in yellow and black, who's on 16. Well, of course, Yuri was involved in that horrific pile-up in Frankfurt, which surely must have dented his confidence slightly. But pressure is on his shoulders in this race. So the full lineup for heat 35, Yuri Ivanov, gate 1 in red. Esko Jonsson, blue, gate 2. Valery Ivanov, white, gate 3. And Helmut Weber in yellow and black, gate 4. Heat 35. And all of a sudden the red lights have been put on for some reason. We just wait and see what it is. And the official wants to start in gate lifted. Wow. Drama! Here in Innsbruck, we wait to see what exactly happened there, but all the riders have got the right helmet colours on, so we just wonder what the problem was. Well, this is heat number 35 of the semi-final of the 1989 World Individual Ice Speedway Championship from Insel. Green light's on, and away they go, and there's Valeri Ivanov and Yuri who get to the first bend. Yuri just in front of his brother, but his brother's on the outside of him. Helmut Weber in third place, and Esko Jonsson fourth. Now Weber mounting a challenge to the delight of the German crowd. Wouldn't it be lovely to see Weber come through the pack here? Weber now round the outside of Valeri Ivanov, and he's through. Weber is through to second place, and he's got his sights set on Yuri, and the crowd are responding magnificently. But Valeri now has come back into the reckoning. Valeri cut underneath Weber, and he's back in the second place. Well, a very brave and courageous ride by the 21-year-old. Of course, the three Ivanovs, there's Yuri, Sergei and Valeri. But at the moment, it's Yuri who's leading the pack here in heat number 35. Valeri in second place, but now Weber mounting a challenge again. Just listen to the crowd go wild as they drive into the third and fourth bend, and Weber, oh my word, is off! Weber is off! Yuri Ivanov wins, Valeri in second place. Eskil Jonsson says thank you and gets a solitary point, but poor old Helmut Weber, who tried to please the crowd, tried to get that valuable second place, hits the dust. But the crowd respond and clap and cheer dear old Helmut Weber. But it's 3 points to Yuri Ivanov, who goes on to 21. 2 points to Valeri Ivanov, who goes on to 17. Eskil Jonsson goes on to 11. But the applause is for Helmut Weber, who is really pleased the crowd throughout the course of this 2 days here in Insel. But it's Yuri Ivanov who wins heat number 35. Heat 36 and going into gate number 1, Vladimir Sukhov from the Soviet Union on 19 points. In gate 2 from Czechoslovakia, Stanislav Dijk in blue gate 2. He's on 9 points and hasn't gained a point on day 2, which is a little bit of a surprise. White is Lee Pavitt from Great Britain, 0 so far. And yellow and black, the surprise merchant from Czechoslovakia, Bronislav Frank. Heat 36. And away they go, and it is Sukhov who roars from the gate. Sukhov in first place at the moment. Bronislav Frank cuts underneath him. Bronislav Frank from Czechoslovakia. Has he got enough nerve to cut underneath Sukhov? Bronislav Frank straightening up. Now can he get in the lead? He has indeed. What a great ride from Bronislav Frank. Sukhov in second place. Stanislav Dijk in third, and Lee Pavitt back in fourth place. But it was a brave and courageous first lap by Bronislav Frank that took him to the front. 2 laps gone, and he's leading the pack at the moment. Still Sukhov in second place, and Stanislav Dijk holding on to third place, and would be his first point of day 2. And now Frank coming under pressure from Sukhov again as they enter the final lap of heat number 36. It's just Frank from Sukhov who's going to try and drive around the outside of it. Frank very, very nearly comes to grief. It's going to be an awfully close thing as they take the final 2 bends of heat 36. Frank, can he hold on? He can indeed. Czechoslovakia, Bronislav Frank wins. Sukhov from the Soviet Union in second place. Stanislav Dijk from Czechoslovakia in third place. So 3 more points to Frank, that puts him on 16. Sukhov on 21, and Dijk gets 1 more point, he goes on to 10. But I really must say that Bronislav Frank has impressed me over the course of these 2 days, and a good and brave, courageous ride by him took him through the first place and the checker flag in heat 36. So the final rides for these 4 riders in this Ice Speedway semi-final. Helmut Weber goes into gate number 1 in red on 16 points. In place of East Dakota comes Urban Valk as the reserve ride in blue, Peter Nebo in white, and Lee Pavitt yellow and black. This is heat 37. Away they go, and Weber is left again. But Nebo it is who gets a flyer from gate 3. Nebo in front, but Weber drives underneath Valk, and Weber drives to the front. Just listen to the crowd. Oh, real drama here as the German crowd come to their feet from the exciting speedway from Helmut Weber. Now all of a sudden the reserve Alwin Valk comes up to take Peter Nebo as well. Well, Valk coming in as a reserve, replacing Iisa Kudala from Finland. coming through to take Nebo, but all eyes are on the man in red with 2 laps gone, Helmut Weber, who is setting sail for home, hopefully to end on 19 points. And just listen to the crowd. He's already through to Alma-Ata, but for the crowd he would dearly love to win his final outing here in Insel. 1 lap to go. Now all of a sudden Nebo comes up to take Ulrich Falk. So it's Weber down the back straight for the final time. Peter Nebo 2nd place, Ulrich Falk 3rd, Lee Pavik way back in 4th place. And the final 2 bends and the roar of approval from the German crowd. And Weber waves in triumph return. Helmut Weber the winner of heat number 37. Peter Nebo in 2nd place, Ulrich Falk back in 3rd. So Weber ends with 3 points, waving to the crowd as he goes back to the pits. He ends up on 19 and he's through to Alma-Ata. Peter Nebo gets 2 points, he ends up with 16. He's also to Russia as well, but it's Weber the winner of heat 37. So heat number 38, Daniel Boash, red in gate 1 on 7 points. Vladimir Sukov in gate 2 in blue on 21 points. Harold Baumann from Germany, gate 3 in white on 15 points, and Yuri Ivanov in yellow on 21 points as well. This is heat number 38. The green light's on, and away they go. Boash gets a good gate but lifts, and it's Sukov and Ivanov into the first bend. It's just Sukov from Yuri Ivanov. Daniel Boash and Harold Baumann is back in 4th place at the moment. Oh, and Baumann very nearly comes off. But it's Sukov in 1st place, Ivanov 2nd and Boash 3rd. And we wait to see whether those 15 points for Baumann will take him through. We think he is safe, but he's going to have to sweat over the remainder of the 2 heats. Now all of a sudden Yuri Ivanov comes underneath Sukov and takes the lead. So Yuri Ivanov comes from the back to take Sukov. Sukov in 2nd place, Boash 3rd, and a long way back in 4th place is Harold Baumann, but perhaps he's done his mathematics and says, I'm through, I'm going to be there. 1 lap to go. Ivanov down the back straight for the final time. He's come from behind to win this race, to prove perhaps me wrong and said he wasn't fully fit. I don't think he is, as Sukov comes and takes him to the line. Ivanov just drifts over in 2nd place from Boash in 3rd. So Sukov ends this semi-final in Insel with 3 points. He's on 24. Ivanov gets a 2, he's on 23. And Boash ends with 1 point and he's on 8. So dear old Sukov, advertised as 33 years of age in the programme. We question that on Screen Sport, but he's the winner of heat number 38. So heat 39, the penultimate race in this semi-final in Insel. And a few questions to answer here is Esko Jonsson is in red in gate 1, and there in blue is Orkiako on 15 points, and I should think he'd be pretty well pleased with his performance over the course of the 2 days here in Insel. Quite consistent, and that's what semi-finals and quarter-finals are all about. So Esko Jonsson red gate 1, Orkiako blue gate 2, Anton Harold white gate 3, and Stanislav Dijk from Czechoslovakia in yellow in gate 4, heat 39. Away they go, and Jonsson gets a good start, and so does Orkiako. Ako is into the first band in front. Stanislav Dijk in 2nd place, coming under pressure from Eskil Jonsson, who now takes him on the inside. Dijk's not going to give up though, he fights back. It's Orkiako, Eskil Jonsson, oh, they get awfully close there. Dijk in 3rd place, and Anton Harold in 4th. But it's Orkiako at the moment who is leading the pack, with Stanislav Dijk coming up round the outside of Eskil Jonsson. Jonsson looks over his shoulder, sees he's there, 2 laps gone, and Jonsson looks down at his machine, and there we see Eskil Jonsson out of contention in this penultimate race here in Insel. So Orkiako now coming round to take the flag for one more lap. It's Stanislav Dijk in 2nd place, Anton Harold 3rd, and Eskil Jonsson now out of the World Championship for 1989. And now all of a sudden Dijk coming up to put a bit of pressure on the final two friends on Urquiaco as he drives round the outside. It's going to be a race to the line. Is Urquiaco going to hold on? It's just the finish rider. Urquiaco wins. Stanislav Dijk in second place and Anton Harold back in third. So Urquiaco from Finland ends with 3 points, and he's on 18 points at the end of these 2 days. He'll be well pleased with that performance. Stanislav Dijk's on 12 and Anton Harold on 10. And good old Urquiaco wins heat number 39. So heat number 40, the final race of this championship here in the Bavarian Alps, where we do hope you've enjoyed your ice speedway on Screw Sport. In red, Vitaly Druskic, 27 points, gate 2, Bronislav Frank, 16, Valery Ivanov in gate 3 on 17, and Victor Babarny in gate 4 on 10, and Druskic it is again, who drives out of the start. Druskic in red, Valery Ivanov in white in second place, in blue, Bronislav Frank in third place, and Victor Babarny back in fourth place. So 1 lap gone. Vitaly Druskic extending that lead as he sweeps round the turns here in Insel to what surely will be a 30-point maximum if he stays out of trouble. He really has been invincible and in a class of his own, it's fair to say. 2 laps gone. Second place in white is Valery Ivanov. Bronislav Frank back in third place, and Babarny way out of contention in fourth place. Well, he dropped 3 points in the quarter-final in Frankfurt. That was due to a mechanical problem, and it was unbeaten by a rider on that occasion. And it looks very much like he's going to do the same thing here in Insel. Is Bronislav Frank comes up to take second place from Valery Ivanov. But all eyes are on the man in front. It's Vitaly Druskic who claims first spot here in Insel. Bronislav Frank is in second place. In white, Valery Ivanov is third. But the applause from the German crowds is for the rider in red, Vitaly Druskic, who ends this semi-final in top place. And you can't do better than 30 points. Nobody's beaten him, nobody's got anywhere near him. He's been in a class of his own. He's Russia's #1 in this championship, there's no doubt. We look forward to his performance in Alma-Ata. He's a winner of Heat 40. So after a great day's racing, let's look back at 1 or 2 of the highlights. Is the victorious national anthem from the Soviet Union plays out here in Insel. It's a 1, 2, 3 for the Soviet Union. In first place on 30 points, unbeaten over the 2 days, is Vitaly Druskic, and superb form he showed too. In second place on 24 points is Vladimir Sukhov, and in third place Yuri Ivanov on 23 points. They go forward to Alma-Ata, where they're joined by Helmut Weber, who finished on 19 points, Finland's Urquiaco, who had 18, along with Bronislav Frank from Czechoslovakia, who also had 18. Peter Nebo from Finland, he had 16, and Harold Baumann makes it 2 riders from Germany to go through. He finished with 15. The reserve will be Czechoslovakian Stanislav Dijk. On behalf of all the Screen Sport team, may we say goodbye from Germany.